It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late night bites.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter Agent Christy Pettit in Maumelle, Matt Cooper in Russellville, or Madison Buse in England.
Fun Monday edition of Morning Mayhem is in the books. I want to thank Chris Kane, Bill Vickery, Pat Bradley, Todd Knight, and you all for joining us during Razorback Graffiti. On Tuesday's edition of Morning Mayhem, we'll break down the national championship game and a whole lot more at 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on 103.7 The Buzz. It's Morning Mayhem.
The rest of my life gon' start today. Baby, it's a brand new day. Ain't no clouds hanging over me. Something doesn't feel the same. Nobody pray for me.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
All right, here we go on this fabulous Monday. Weekend recap brought to you by Fleet Management Services. I'm Wes Moore, Joe Franklin, and today we are live at Twin Peaks, and what a great day to be at Twin Peaks. We got all kinds of basketball already on TV, NBA is in action, and you got the college football playoff tonight, the championship game.
The big build up for it, and coming off a great sports weekend where we had plenty going on. All the NFL, and it's all shaken out where we're down to championship games.
Got 4 teams left. The odds are out. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to discuss the college football playoff championship game. Of course, some Razorbacks basketball. Coming up on the show, we got Clint Sterner here in about 20 minutes. And then we'll have Joe Klein calling in at 3:05, talk some Razorback basketball, some SEC basketball. And, of course, I'm sure he wants to talk about those Kansas City Chiefs. Joe, I'll let you decide. Where do you want to jump into this first after this weekend? You want to go NFL? You want to go tonight with Notre Dame and Ohio State? What are you ready to jump into?
Yeah, let's recap the weekend and think about what happened NFL-wise. We had one of the teams where they're moving on, Commanders, and that was a big upset. Lions, #1 seed, NFC, they go down.
You know, all last week. We're talking about these games, we're discussing the games, and I told Christian this. I texted Christian that night, congratulating him and his Commanders. It's been a long time coming for him and Commanders fans, but, you know, I kept thinking Washington can score with Detroit. You know, they can put up some points, but then I kept going back to that Minnesota game, and Detroit's defense looked so good. And I thought, you know, they've kind of figured out things now. They withstood all those injuries. They brought in the new pieces. The new pieces are now clicking, and their defense is going to be better and slow down Washington. So I couldn't pull the trigger on Washington because of that performance Detroit had against Minnesota.
You know what made the difference, though, and this happens in big games all the time, turnovers. Turnovers were the key to that game where you kept putting the Commanders' offense on the field because they were getting turnovers and they were getting short fields and then taking advantage of it. So that was a big-time difference in that game. And Mike Sanderstill, he's someone that came through clutch as a rookie who played at Michigan. And so you had some fans there in the stands that were used to cheering for him in college, and now he's coming back, and he was a thorn in their side.
5-0 was the turnover battle. 5-0.
You're
Detroit,
not going to win games like that.
I mean, you're done with. I heard a stat this morning, and I'm double checking it just because I don't want to repeat some false information. But so far, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5. Ravens. Let me check here real quick.
Oh yeah, they definitely lost the turnover battle.
The winning teams, the 4 winning teams, had 0 turnovers. Not one turnover from the winning teams this weekend in the NFL. Now, the Texans did not commit a turnover either, so the turnover battle in that game was even between Kansas City and Texas. or the Houston Texans, but the other three, the winning teams, dominated the turnover margin, and that was the difference in the game.
Turnovers and penalties. Lamar Jackson even said it. He said that game, and it came down to getting a 2-point conversion, having a chance there where they get a stop, and they could possibly go to overtime. They don't get the 2-point conversion, so now they have to try an onside. You don't get that, game over.
Yeah, that Buffalo Bills-Ravens game, it lived up to the hype. It lived up to everything we said. It's a coin toss, just it's hard to predict. And like I went back and forth every time. And, it was turnovers, it was penalties, it was drops. But in the end, of course, a lot of people are looking at the drop on the 2-point conversion. But it didn't have to come to that. There were so many other mistakes in that game for the Baltimore Ravens that if they would have played a mistake-free game, they would have been up. They would have been winning that game, and it would have come down to that 2-point conversion. There were just so many things, even coaching decision. I was surprised when they chased the points so early, going for that 2-point conversion in I think it was the third quarter. Mm-hmm. I'm like, guys, there's going to be a lot more scoring in this game. This isn't it. You don't have to chase the point. And if they don't chase the points, they're only down 1. You kick the extra point instead of having to go down for the 2-point conversion, and it's a tie game.
Yeah. Now, the trend that's picked up here recently, though, is you want to try to get that 2 earlier so that if you don't get it, you know exactly what you need to do at the end instead of pushing everything back to the end. And not that the Ravens were in that situation, but teams that are in that situation, you push it to the very end. Now you virtually have no shot if you don't get it. And you need an onside kick like they needed at that time. But that's become a trend that's picked up here recently. If at some point you need a 2-point conversion, you want to try to get it earlier, or at least go for it earlier to see exactly where you stand coming down the stretch.
Thinking is you got 2 shots at it. You get 1 out of 2, you're in the same spot. If you get them both or you get it once, then you're golden. You're good to go. But unfortunately for them, they go 0 for 2. And now you can second guess and go just kick the extra points, and you're right there, and it's a tie ball game.
How about snow in both games yesterday, too?
Yeah, the second half snow they nailed it. The meteorologists nailed it. Second half snow, almost the perfect time. I was looking on my app, and sure enough, here comes the snow, and then it really picked up in the second half, and that was a factor in that game. I thought the Rams, they made a key mistake, and it was pointed out by the broadcaster that once they started going up tempo, it wore out the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line.
Yep.
And the pass rush was not there. And Stafford had all kinds of time to throw, and his receivers in that snow were getting open because the DBs are, unsure about their footing, and they just drove down the field easily, quickly, scored the touchdown, get the ball back, drive down the field, and then
they huddled.
Well, it was a penalty, and it allowed Philadelphia to kind of regroup. They got pressure over the former Razorback, Bo Limmer, sack. Then they huddle after the sack, thinking this is it. We got to make sure everybody's on the same page, I guess. And, this is the biggest play of the game. Let's all be on the same page, talk about it in the huddle. And then they get pressure once again and force the throw early, and it's an incomplete pass, game over.
Yeah, and it was amazing that they were in that position because when Saquon broke that second run, and they're up by 2 touchdowns at that point, but they missed the point after. That's what opened the door for Rams at the time because they were up by 13 instead of being up by 14.
It's funny because there have been some games that I've seen Pulaski Academy play over the years against some of these out-of-state teams, and you see these monsters on the defensive line. I'm like, there's no way they can block these guys. And Coach Kelly, that was his theory. He's like, if we can hit them fast and quick and then hit a big play and they have to run all the way down the field and then we go hurry up, those guys are worn out. Mm-hmm. Those are big dudes, right? Yeah, they're big. Well, it's hard for them. And all of a sudden that pass rush slows way down once you start that up tempo and you get them gashed a little bit. They're tired. And it slows it down. And to watch that, I thought of Coach Kelly when I was watching the game and how it just stopped the pass rush from being – it was so effective all during the game. And then they go hurry up, and there was no pass rush whatsoever.
Both those games yesterday, too, coming down to the end, they were really exciting. And then you get the snow effect. So it just made for a great sight and great viewing yesterday and really being engaged with both those games that were going on. Now, Lions-Commanders, there was a lot of action there, a lot of points back and forth, and Lions made mistakes because they were turning the ball over, but it kept you engaged because it was a lot of points being scored and just really engaging and exciting. With Chiefs-Texans, that was more of a defensive battle, but you saw that Chiefs were able to take control and really just have their way in the end.
Yeah, defense won out. We were expecting a defensive battle, and that's what we got in that game. What do you think about all the controversy with Mahomes and the protection that he gets from the officials, allegedly?
It's what is there. The league is going to protect their stars, and he definitely is at the top of the list when it comes to that. So there are questionable calls at times as far as roughing the passer or certain calls that they get. But you expect that, though, because he is essentially not only the face of that franchise, but face of the NFL.
They're going to protect the quarterbacks. It doesn't matter who it is. I think Mahomes does a great job, if you're a Chiefs fan, of using the rules to his advantage, whether it's the late slide or tippy-toeing down the sideline. And look, and I've said it before, he's an actor. He is very, what's the word I'm looking for? He plays it up, just with the shove. He flops. He is the Vlade Divac of the NFL. And Vlade got away with it for a long time in the NBA and drew a lot of fouls until everybody caught on. I do believe, it's my theory, that the NFL, and the word is out, it's going to catch up with Mahomes. And the flopping is going to stop at some point, and they're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt at some point in the future. That's my theory. Let's see if I'm right on this. But I think the word is out now. The media is talking about it. You hear it on Nash, ESPN, and some of the things he does. And I wonder if it backfires down the road, or if it just stops. Not backfire, but it just stops, and he doesn't get that benefit of the doubt.
Every year, NFL Competition Committee, they look at things that happen throughout the season, and they're always wanting to improve the game in some kind of way. That may be something that they look into, especially with the late slides and the way that they're trying to protect players. But you also need to be able to give the defense a little bit. Now, on the late slides, it said that that's supposed to protect the defensive players also, where they're not coming in and hitting somebody head-to-head, because that can affect them also.
It did.
Right.
That's what exactly happened.
So they're trying to not only protect the quarterbacks, but they're trying to protect all these players, and that's why you see those calls happen, even in times when it looks like it's a bang-bang play, and there was nothing more the defender could do because he's already going into his motion as the quarterback starts to slide, and you're going to have some contact there.
Mm-hmm. There was a game yesterday where the quarterback slid late and the defender had already started his.
I think it may have been Jalen Hurts,
and they didn't call it because they said the slide was too late and the defender had already started the process of the tackle.
Yeah, and the Eagles fans, they were upset about that one, especially because Jalen Hurts is a few weeks removed from a concussion where he missed a bunch of time.
That's going to be a story to watch this week with Jalen Hurts and the knee injury. How effective? What kind of percent is he? Is he going to be mobile at all in the NFC Championship game? Because you could tell it definitely impacted him at the end of that game.
Oh, they had a safety because of it. Took a sack in the end zone. And he mentioned at the end of the game, because he was asked about it, he said, yeah, I'm fine. I made it through. Basically not wanting to answer how does he actually feel.
Yeah. And it's probably too early. I'm sure it's sore as hell today, but, with therapy and treatment all week long, I hope he's 100% and ready to go, and we get a great NFC Championship game.
And it was good that he returned to the game, and you had a situation where he could still go.
Yeah, that would have tainted the end of that game. That would have changed things. Let's go to Lewis real quick. We're going to get Clint Sterner on here. We'll take a break after we hear from Lewis. What's up, Lewis?
Hey, Wes and Joe. How you doing today, man?
Doing great.
I couldn't be any better. Sitting here at Twin Peaks, about to get some lunch. I don't know how many TVs right around me. I got to count them, but it's awesome. I got something on every TV.
Yeah, I'm just glad you guys are finally out there on one of my days off, because I'm planning on coming out and seeing you guys today.
Yeah, come on.
Let's go.
Lewis.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, those were real good games yesterday, all both of them, and all weekend really, and the playoff games. So I got to eat my crow on on the Kansas City Houston. I thought Houston would kind of pull it off, but you know, they had, you know, just like everybody else, they had the chances, but they couldn't do it. So, but
they were there. But I mean, you weren't off. You weren't too far off.
No, and the one that I really was disappointed in was the Rams and the Eagles, because I was really pulling for the Rams. I mean, and I thought, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought a safety counts as a turnover. Does it not?
I don't know. I guess not, because the Eagles did not have a turnover. They were not credited with the turnover in that game.
Yeah, even turnover on downs, they don't even count those. Those actually should count too.
That should. You're right.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but I mean, you think about it. They get the safety, 16-15, and on 2 straight possessions have a fumble, and give up 3 points both times. That was the difference in the game.
Yeah, it was.
Because if it wasn't for those 2 turnovers, it's 22-22 with them down there, and then that false start. That's what killed that drive on that when they were going down the field after that first touchdown, when they had to hurry up offense. Mm-hmm. And the false start is what killed that drive, because if it wasn't for that false start, they would have scored. Ain't no doubt in my mind they would have scored on a touchdown on that drive. That's what killed it.
You made me double check, but yeah, Eagles were credited with no turnovers, but you're exactly right. That's a turnover. I mean, that drive ended because of the safety. And now the other team takes possession of the ball. That is a turnover in my book.
They changed the kickoff there, because remember, usually after a safety, you would see the punter come out and punt, but because of the way that they changed the kickoff rule, now you have to kick that ball off, and you have to get it into the landing zone. And if you don't, you get penalized even more. Mm-hmm. So that's why you saw the kicker come out. He put the ball on a tee, and he kicked it off, and he's kicking from 120, and he's trying to get it past the other 20. That's a long kick.
It is, in those conditions. That's why he did that line drive, hard kick.
Yeah.
Just barely. I guess
he was able to get it.
He got it there.
He got it to the landing zone.
Lewis, thank you for the call. We'll see you here in a bit.
All right,
come on back. Come on back. Come on out.
All right. Okay.
We got Clint Sterner coming up here in just a second. I wanted to pass it along. Daniel Gafford has a career high, 29 points today.
Nice.
He is going off for the Mavericks. 12 of 14 from the field, 7 of 7 from the free throw line, 14 rebounds. So now he's got 31. He just scored again. 31 points for Daniel Gafford.
Oh, that's big time.
But they're trailing Charlotte late in the fourth quarter, 107-105. Kyrie Irving's got 33 for Dallas, but Daniel Gafford, 31 points. Let's take a break. We'll get Clint Sterner on here and talk more about the NFL playoffs. I know he's got a thing or two to talk about the Houston Texans, Kansas City Chiefs game. Congratulations to the Chiefs, their fans. 7th straight AFC championship game.
Every year Mahomes has been starting.
That is awesome. That is an AFC dynasty. I'm not ready to call him an NFL dynasty yet, but that's a AFC dynasty for sure. We'll take a break. Clint Sterner's next. We are live at Twin Peaks. Come on out. Join Lewis. We got several of our listeners out here today. It's kind of cool to meet some of them our listeners.
Absolutely.
Stick around. We'll take a break. This is Out of Bounds.
The man known for creating sports awards has finally earned his own. The entire Buzz team would like to congratulate our own David Basil on being named the Arkansas Sports Broadcaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association.
This is SportsCenter.
The championship games in the NFC and the AFC are set. In the AFC, it'd be the Bills versus the Chiefs once again. This will be the 4th matchup between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen in the playoffs. The Chiefs got here by beating the Texans 23-14 on Saturday, while the Bills beat the Ravens 27-25 last night. The AFC championship game will be on Sunday night at 5:30. In the NFC, it'll be an NFC showdown as the Eagles will host the Commanders. Despite playing each other 180 times throughout NFL history, they've only met in the playoffs just once, which was a Washington win in 1991. For Washington, this is their first NFC Championship game since the aforementioned 1990-91 season. For Philadelphia, they last made it in 2022. The Commanders got there by beating the Lions 45-31 on Saturday night, while the Eagles beat the Rams 28-22 yesterday. That game will be at 2 on Sunday. And the College Football Playoff National Championship game between Ohio State and Notre Dame is tonight. Kickoff is set for 6:30. TV coverage will be on ESPN. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, if it doesn't involve fast horses, daily doubles, high fives, and corned beef sandwiches, you may be doing it wrong. Every weekend through May 3rd, Oaklawn has live thoroughbred racing. Whether your Oaklawn is cheering from the home stretch, dining in the Bugler restaurant, or raising a glass at the First Turn bar, your race day is whatever you want it to be. Make reservations today at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Trey Schapp. Tune in each Friday morning at 5:30 right here on The Buzz as I bring you From the Shortgrass, presented by UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. If you like to hear interesting stories about the game of golf, this is for you. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Fellas, it's 2025, baby. It's time to get your testosterone levels checked. Don't put it off. Make it a priority. Get tested ASAP. If you're lacking energy or muscle mass or have low libido, it could be low testosterone. Testosterone therapy or TRT may be the answer, and nobody compares to the experts at Low T Center. Here's the deal. We all have different T levels, so whatever you do, don't settle for a standard dosage TRT plan. Look for a personalized treatment plan, which is exactly what you'll get at Low T Center. Right now, for current patients, Low T Center offers a $150 referral credit when you refer a new patient. So go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment online. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's
The
healthcare.
Bucks are back at the 35th Annual Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic, presented by Arkansas's best Chevy dealers. January 24th through 26th at the State Fairgrounds. You could win a lifetime hunting license, a Remington rifle, or a $1,000 gift card from Hunter's Refuge. The Taka Hunting Gear Game and Fish Foundation free kids zone, including a trout pond, hoverball, Moana gym, and more. Hunters, bring your antlers for your chance to win a Can-Am Defender from Bradford Marine and ATV. Rattlesnakes, chainsaw carving, birds of prey, monster trucks, and the Big Buzz Chili Cook-Off. The Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic, presented by Arkansas's best Chevy dealers. Tree stands, clothing, RVs, ATVs, UTVs, ammo, and more. Special appearance by Tim Wells, the Slock Master from Relentless Pursuit. It's a Hall of Fame event and an Arkansas tradition. January 24th through 26th at the State Fairgrounds. Sponsored by Reliance Bank, Arkansas's best Chevy dealers, Bradford Marine and ATV, Can-Am, Hunter's Refuge, Remington, Taka Hunting Gear, Outlaw Beer, and 103.7 The Buzz. Visit BigBuckClassic.com and Facebook for more info.
Looking for a pickup truck that works as hard as you do? Watney Chevrolet in Jacksonville has you covered. Right now, get behind the wheel of a powerful Chevy Silverado and enjoy no payments for 90 days. These trucks are built for strength, safety, and unbeatable performance, making them the perfect partner for any job. Don't wait. Head over to Watney Chevrolet at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville for your test drive, or explore our inventory online at GuadneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit, restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin, live today at Twin Peaks. If you're thinking about a late lunch, come on out. Come out and join us. Had Zach from Palestine hanging out with us for a while. Good to meet him.
Oh, yeah. Dougie V stopped by. And happy hour. It's about to start in about 30 minutes. Starts at 2 o'clock. So you can enjoy some of those happy hour specials.
Yeah, get some happy hour specials. Get ready for the big game tonight. Got Ohio State, Notre Dame. Let's go to the hotline, bring in Clint Sterner. He joins us now. We can talk a little college football playoff championship game with him. Oh, my God, I just dropped him. I hit drop and said air. I'm sorry. That's my fault. Call him back, Trip.
Okay.
Oops.
and I faded out Bobby Brown, too. I could have kept playing that song. I love Bobby Brown every little step, and then, no, just quiet.
That's all right. My bad.
I'll get him back.
Bad. Hit the wrong button here. I'll check the D3 Auto Sales text line also later on today. Being out on the road is a little different feel, and the buttons are a little different, and just threw me off my game a hair. You got him there? All right, let's bring him in. Oh, he's down.
Hello.
Hey, Clint. Sorry, I hung up on you, man. That was my fault. I hit the wrong button. We're out on the road at Twin Peaks, and so I just screwed it up. Oh, boy. Wow.
Snafu.
Okay. Try again. Third time is the charm. Got my eye on the Mavericks and Charlotte game. They got just 15 seconds left. Dallas trying to come from behind, but Daniel Gafford, a career game for him. That's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, 2-point game still?
Yeah. It looks like Charlotte's about to go to the free throw line, though, 107-105.
We'd like to see some OT.
That would be nice.
That'd be good.
I was so disappointed when Oakland canceled, and I understand it. I'm not being critical of Oakland because of the freezing temperatures. Track freezes, moisture in the track tears up the horse's hooves. You just can't run when it's freezing like this. But I was thinking, man, we could be at Twin Peaks with the races on the TV, do a little parlay, do a little gambling, trifectas, exactas, get Mark the Magician on here, but I messed that up.
Yeah.
All right.
But MLK Day, because Lewis mentioned that he's off work today, so there are plenty of people that are off. And out and about, and they're going to be stopping by.
Yep. Come on out and see us. All right. Hey, Clint, sorry about all that confusion. What's up, man?
Oh, not much, man. I didn't know what the hell I did to y'all. Y'all hung up on me two times in a row. I'm thinking, damn.
Man, I'm on the road, and I'm controlling the call board. I hit the wrong button. It was just a stupid mistake on my part, so sorry about that.
Hey, Wes, Wes, I've been to Twin Peaks, too, and things get a little out of hand from time to time.
I was not distracted, Clint. I wasn't distracted. I was focused. Let's start with the Texans and Chiefs and make our way through the NFL. And the story to me, it was turnovers in the other games, but in this one, neither team committed a turnover.
Yeah, look, it was gonna take a perfect game to compete with the Chiefs. Obviously, I mean, when you go and you're the Texans, or really any opponent in the divisional round, when you go to Arrowhead, you're playing up such a steep hill that you've got to play a perfect game, and you've got to hope Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes and Spags and them boys make a couple of mistakes. And the reality of it is Texas weren't the better team that day. And I think the bigger story out of that, Wes, is the obviously. I'm not typically a ref guy. I'm not typically a guy at all that leans into the referee. And I think Hog Nation, all your listeners probably know that over the years of covering the team. But boy, this is one that it is difficult for me to overlook and not lead with when you're talking about what Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs were handed on two different occasions with those roughing calls, man. Those were about as bad a calls as you're going to see.
Clint, I have a theory, and I said it earlier. I think Mahomes he's getting known as exaggerating some things, flopping kind of the Vlade Divac, and later in his career it caught up with Vlade, and he started getting penalized for that. Do you think there's a point where this turns on Mahomes and he's not going to get these calls?
Well, I don't think it's going to turn on him. I think that the NFL is going to adjust how they call the roughing penalties on particularly on quarterbacks and how they protect quarterbacks. I mean, earlier in the year, I don't know how well you guys remember because I don't know how closely you watch the Texans, but one of their linebackers, Azeez Al-Shaair, he hit Trevor Lawrence, and Trevor Lawrence went stiff. He went into that fencing with his arms. And, the coach here, the head coach here, the general manager here, boy, they had these big statements out when they talked to the media and came out real strong on the front. And I hated the way they handled it. And the reason I hated the way they handled it, because it was all the late slide. We got to stop these late slides. We got to stop this. We got to stop that. The reason I hated the way they handled it was because I thought their end game was to create change. And that was a situation where clearly his player, his linebacker, led with a forearm in the head, had 15 yards of clear field to see, hey, that's a quarterback, let's ease up a little bit, and didn't do it. And this would be the time, that's how egregious I think those calls were, this would be the time for the general manager of the Texans, the head coach of the Texans, to be standing, on the table complaining about what went wrong, because those kind of plays just cannot impact the game at all. I know it wasn't in the fourth quarter, but they just can't impact a game at all. You look at the first one, sure, there's some steal shots out there of boy, he grazed the face mask, and the rules written if there's, forcible contact to the head or neck area. The reality of it is Will Anderson stayed upright. He led with his face mask into the shoulder, and I believe that Pat Mahomes did a little bit of flopping at the end, and he got the call. Right? The other one, when he was out there dancing around, baiting the defenders in there and letting it all happen, that was just a terrible-ass call any way you slice it. And I think this is going to end up being a teaching tape of what quarterbacks aren't going to be allowed to do moving forward. And then, of course, later in the game, you saw him flop on the sideline, slow down to initiate contact, and then flop on the sideline. Like, that is the problem with the NFL. It's not protecting the quarterback. It's the problem is you got guys like Pat Mahomes that are taking advantage of the rules, and it puts the refs in a bad spot.
Yeah, you see it happen over and over again, and then there's no consistency with it either, Stern, where certain players get the benefit more than others at that quarterback position, because you see some of these quarterbacks that take those hits, they don't get the benefit of the calls. So it's almost like they have their choices of who they are going to protect to the max like that.
Well, look, I'm no dummy. I mean, you guys know it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Pat Mahomes. You got to protect him. It's Tom Brady. You got to protect him. I get that. I get that dynamic in the game. You get these, which we have a lot more of, these athletic quarterbacks that put themselves in harm's way and are more runners of the football, at least by design. And so, the waters get muddy right there. And I understand. And then also there's a human element with the referees, obviously, right? They're going to be different. So I think, to your point, Freak, we're always going to have some level of that human element in it. At the end of the day, you just can't have quarterbacks out there dancing around, baiting defenders in, and then pulling the old drop down and take your knees out the last second and exposing your head to those kind of hits, right? And that just cannot be the part of the game. Now, I don't know how you officiate it. Do you find the guy afterwards, right? Do you not throw the flag in the moment? I don't know what the answer is, but I know that right there is why there's a problem in the NFL. It's not about Trevor Lawrence sliding late. Guys know what the hell's going on. These late slides they're avoidable for the most part. What we watched on Saturday, to me, is precisely what the flopping, the late falling out. Those are the things you can't have.
Clint Cerner was with us, and Clint, sticking in the AFC. Bills, Ravens, great game, two great quarterbacks. Man, I hate to see one of them lose. It was just a fun game, and that's what a divisional game, 2 versus 3, should be like. It just comes down to the very end. What do you think of that game?
Well, man, obviously a hell of a game, man. I mean, I don't know that it was the classic that I thought it was, that it potentially could have been with just a straight shootout the way we've seen Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes have in the past, and with the classic that they've created. But surely the way Lamar was able to come back and the 2-point conversion is dropped that would have tied the game up, it's definitely a classic from that perspective. Look, to me, that is just it's indicative of what, when you get to the playoffs, you turn the football over, you drop passes, whether it's the last second or not, it is hard to win. The margin of error is so slim typically when you get in the playoffs that, man, those come back to bite you. And look, the Ravens, I said it from jump, I think they've got the highest ceiling in all of football right now. When they're playing at their ceiling, when Lamar Jackson's not turning the ball over, whether it's fumbles or interceptions, and when Mark Andrews, who's one of the best, most sure-handed tight ends in the league, he's not dropping passes, I think Baltimore's the best team in football. The question was, can they play at or above that ceiling? And the reality of it is yesterday they didn't. They're talented enough where they damn near overcame it, but if we're talking about the game as a whole, if they're not turning it over and Mark Andrews isn't dropping balls, then they win that by 2 touchdowns, right? So it's a hell of a game. Us as fans, especially with no skin in the game, right, we couldn't lose. I mean, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, either or against Pat Mahomes, is going to be must-see TV.
What did you think of the play itself, the 2-point conversion call there? Now, Mark Andrews was able to get behind the defense. He got open. I mean, so it would have worked there, but Do you like that kind of design where you're basically cutting off half the field and, maybe you do have a couple of options there if Lamar is able to run if the receiver doesn't get open?
Well, for a couple things, Freak. Like, one, I like any design that works the way that one did. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I like the play, especially in hindsight, knowing that he popped wide open. I like the thought of getting Lamar on the run, given the fact that he's one of maybe two guys in the league that can retrace and redirect and go all the way to the other side of the field if need be. So, yeah, I like the call. I mean, here's the truth of the matter is, again, he's got to catch that ball, right? No question about it. But when you look at it, people don't like this, but Lamar Jackson, that was not a good throw, right? The ball's dying. It's on the back hip. It's low. It's late. The ball should have came out. If you watch from back behind Lamar Jackson, that ball should have came out 3 steps before. I mean, it was a lob throw in the ocean type throw if it would have come out on time. And so I think the lesson there is you got to play the game on time, on schedule as much as you can. And that one there, again, bit him in the tail.
Clint Sterner with us. Clint, let's move to the NFC. The big surprise of the weekend, Washington, Detroit, and turnovers. Just can't turn it over. Loose turnover battle 5-0. I don't care how good you are.
Yeah, that's you're not going to be able to overcome that. Unless you're the Detroit Lions and you're playing the Texans at NRG Stadium, you're not going to be able to overcome that. So that's a rough one. But look, man, I mean, the reality of that situation is, I mean, we've got something. I said this last year after C.J. Stroud's rookie year. I didn't think I'd ever seen or would ever see a better rookie season. And when they were both in the divisional round, I thought, okay, well, maybe he can match Jaden Daniels. That is, maybe he can match C.J. Stroud. Well, he goes out and wins the divisional round, so he's now taking his team further than C.J. did his rookie year, and he's doing it with his legs. This is a more impressive year so far, given the success they've had with Jaden Daniels than what the Texans did last year with C.J. Stroud. So what a year that guy's having.
Turnovers, once again, that was the key and the difference in that game where you saw both teams putting up a number of points and Lions kept turning it over. Commanders were able to take care of it.
Yeah, the command. I mean, look, that's the story of that game in itself. It's the only way I think the Detroit Lions were going to lose. I mean, I thought that was the best team given what we had seen. I thought they were the best team resume-wise in the left and overall in the NFL as a whole. And we saw them come down here to Houston and turn it over 5 times, so they're capable of doing it. I'm sure Quinn and the almost call them their old name, the Commanders. I'm sure they did watch that film and found a way to turn them over.
Clint, the other NFC divisional game, Eagles-Rams. I think the announcers gave the Eagles the victory a little too soon in that game after Saquon Barkley had that long run for the touchdown. And here comes Matthew Stafford and the Rams, and they went hurry up and bam, bam, bam right down the field. Then they get a 3-and-out, bam, bam, bam. Did you think they were going to win it when they had the ball driving on that last possession?
Yes. Yeah. I thought the Eagles had made too many mistakes. The Eagles tried to give them that game multiple times throughout. I mean, that game, the Rams should have had the lead in that game early on and should have never gave it up. The fact that the Eagles were able to miss on so many scoring opportunities, 2 or 3, and the Rams, and still have the Rams down 2 scores late was mind-boggling to me, right? The bigger story there, though, we can talk ball all we want. The bigger story there, I am shocked, guys, at they got their highest paid receiver for damn sure, one of the best players in the league, sitting on the sideline reading a book during a game, and we got NFL announcers talking about it, having conversations about it like it's normal. I mean, and then he goes out there and drops the ball that would have put him inside the 2-yard line with a minute something to go in the first half, right? If let Aaron Rodgers read a book on the sideline and go out there and throw a pick at the end of the first half and watch these guys annihilate him. But we're just carrying on with this receiver like, it ain't no big deal. He's over there reading the book. It's all promotional stuff. This guy's, somebody's out there selling books. What an absolute joke.
How do you really feel about that, though, Clint?
Well, I mean, it's not even about him. I got one guy hit me back on social media and was like, if it brings the best version of wide receiver out in him, then so be it. Get the hell out of here. Are you kidding me? I mean, what's next? I mean, what is next? Is the guy going to bring his girlfriend down on the sideline and hang out with her because it gives him a better chance to play receiver at a higher level? I mean, get the hell out of here. It blows my mind, the people in the media that just gloss over certain things as it's going on. I wouldn't be able to carry on, and maybe it's why I'm not doing it anymore, but I wouldn't even be able to carry on with the game from the booth. I mean, I would be in the producer's ear like, hey, man, give me a shot of that guy on the sideline reading that book again. We got to talk about this. But they just gloss over and keep rolling, man. No big deal.
Do you think that there's some issues that they have with their pass game that Saquon has been able to cover up because of how good he's been?
No, there's definitely some issues. Look, there's no secret. Jalen Hurts is not an elite passer of the football on NFL. When you look at NFL standards, he's not. Never has been. Right? They're going to be a run the football, force the middle of the field close, get one-on-one coverage outside, and then let the receivers eat. They're good receivers. They have to eat. That is the game plan. Should be the game plan. If we're being honest about Philly wastes down trying to get him the football. Like, I mean, Jalen Hurts threw into double coverage twice yesterday trying to get him the football. Like, when you've got Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts back there who can run it the way they run it, it's silly. So, I mean, if they can avoid him becoming so much, this is the fear of the loudmouth diva wide receiver, is that your offensive coordinator and your quarterback start trying to force the football to him just to keep him happy, right? If that doesn't happen, they may win it all.
All right, Clint, we got one more big game tonight, Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Let's see how you feel about these games next weekend, because we're not going to talk to you before
that's true.
The matchups, the championship games.
Who's going to the Super Bowl?
Wow, who's going to the Super Bowl? Man, I'm going to go. I'm going to go Philly, Buffalo. How about that? And I'll be honest with you. I'm at a point right now. I'm in Houston, obviously, we can talk about this Texans-Chiefs game for a while. It's time for somebody to knock them off. I want to see Josh Allen get it done. And Jalen Hurts is my boy from right down the street. I want to see Jalen Hurts hit another one.
Right on.
If Ohio State plays clean tonight, can Notre Dame beat them? Or does Notre Dame need, kind of like we saw in the playoffs, a couple turnovers?
I think they need a couple of turnovers. I mean, I bet against Notre Dame the entire playoffs, so I need this one to hit. I think Ohio State's just going to hold over the planet.
Hey, but that's been the recipe for Notre Dame throughout. Their defense plays solid. They create the turnovers. They take advantage of it. So you would think that if that's what they've done, that's what they succeeded with all season, that's what they would need to happen once again to come through.
Yeah, no, look, I'm nervous about it. I mean, they got Johnny Hustle playing quarterback, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. I mean, man, you need 3 yards, my man goes and gets 4 somehow, some way. You call a pass play, it's not there. He's got the legs to go make something happen and keep you ahead of the chain. So anything can happen. They play great defense. They run the football well. Anything can happen. I just think on paper, you look at this Ohio State's a monster, man. I don't know how Texas took those wide receivers out of the game, and I don't suspect that Notre Dame will be able to do the same.
Clint, thank you. We appreciate your time. Have a great Monday.
All right, boys. Y'all be good. Go on.
Clint Sterner with us on Out of Bounds. I just looked it up. Notre Dame, Indiana, turnover battle was even, 1-1. They did beat Georgia 2-0 on the turnover battle. And then against Penn State, Notre Dame had 2 turnovers. Penn State just 1. So they lost the turnover battle against Penn State. But it was a big turnover against Penn State that helped kind of swing the game for them and give them that momentum to come back.
Yeah. Right before halftime, that was a big one for them.
Against Georgia?
Yeah.
That was a big turnover. Yeah, they kicked the field goal, got the turnover, got the touchdown, then the kickoff return to start the second half. That was 17 points. Bam, bam, bam. I think I read like 34 seconds or something like that in the span of no time, game clock-wise, how that game changed. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we can talk more about this national championship game. We can take some more calls. Still talking NFL. Got a stat for you I want to pass along. I heard it this morning. I just double-checked it. Pretty crazy stat. Stick around. Live from Twin Peaks. Looking for lunch? Come on out. Hang out with us. They got some great deals about to start up here in about 12 minutes. Happy hour starting up at Twin Peaks. This is Out of Bounds.
If you are looking for a safe and loving home for you or your loved one, visit Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center. Just 15 minutes from Little Rock and Benton, our skilled nursing staff is dedicated to providing quality long-term care and short-term therapy. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com. You can call Heartland home.
Are you dreaming of excitement and adventure? Hubbard Power Sports Can-Am and Sea-Doo of Russellville is the place to be. From the cost-effective and customizable Sea-Doo Switch pontoon boat to a one-of-a-kind Can-Am Spider, Hubbard Power Sports has what you're looking for. Looking for a Sea-Doo personal watercraft? Don't worry, we've got you covered there too. From a Can-Am Defender farm rig to the all-new 240 horsepower Can-Am Maverick R, we've got it all. With a large selection of Can-Am four-wheelers and side-by-side models in stock now. Stop by and see us in Russellville. Visit us at HubbardPowersports.com.
At Eat My Catfish, fall is our favorite time of the year, and football season isn't the only thing making a comeback. Available now, our famous shrimp gumbo and Cajun boudin balls make their return to the menu. Order online at eatmycatfish.com. Eat local, eat fresh, Eat My Catfish.
Progressive knows we all crave validation.
Girl, you are not 37.
I would have guessed 27.
You guys are too sweet.
Sure, dewy skin. Terrific.
Is something wrong, Ned?
Why would you ask? Just because today marks my 10th anniversary without a car accident or even a speeding ticket? But somehow, tonight's all about your skincare.
Wow. With Snapshot from Progressive, you can get a personalized rate based on how you drive. And that's all the validation you need. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Injured? Let's talk about getting help now.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888.
Whether injured at night, on a weekend, or a holiday,
dial 8 for Rainwater Holton Sexton.
888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Stirring fiber, exercising, frequent trips to the store for more laxatives and fiber. Sounds like your constipation with belly pain is a lot to manage. But if your symptoms that keep coming back are signs of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, ask your doctor how Linzess can help you get ahead of it. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Hey, it's Brooke here, and at Chris Crane Hyundai, we've got a huge selection of pre-loved vehicles like never before. Late models loaded with new technology? Check. Payments to fit any budget? Check. Silverados, Civics, Broncos, and more. Check, check, check. Banks that love to say yes, you know it.
Our pre-loved inventory has never been better than now. Come visit your friends at Chris Crane Hyundai on Museum Road in Conway and online at chriscranehyundai.com.
Out of Bounds heads to Twin Peaks today with a preview of the National Championship game. Plus, it's National Cheese Lovers Day. Get free chips and queso with a $20 purchase. Out of Bounds live at Twin Peaks today on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet, driving, trust every mile.
Take the party wherever we go.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds live at Twin Peaks today. Come on out. Let's go. Let's go have some lunch. I know you're hungry.
Hey, you see there's people outside too. It's cold outside, but there are people out there and they're sitting around that fire pit. There are heaters out there, so you can sit outside and have fun out there also.
I haven't walked out there. Is it pretty warm?
Yeah, look, you can see the fire pit.
I saw the fire pit when I rolled in. It was roaring.
Yeah.
But they got it enclosed and must be comfortable out there because there are a lot of people out there, so it's not too bad. Just to follow up, I was telling you about Daniel Gafford. He had 31 points. Mavericks lost to the Charlotte Hornets 110-105, but a career-high 31 points for Daniel Gafford. He also had a double-double, 15 rebounds. And someone on the D3 Auto Sales text line said you failed to mention Nick Smith. So let me pull up Nick Smith's points because he had a good game also. Nick Smith finished with 19 points, 7 of 13 from the floor, 5 of 8 from the three-point line. So really good game for Nick Smith. That may have been a career high for him, 19.
He's been playing well, though. He's really gotten into their lineup and shown his talents, what he's capable of.
LC in Sherwood. LC says, guys, there have been some smoke around Gafford on the trading blocks. Wish the Lakers would grab him, but Pelinka is too cheap, and Dallas won't trade with the Lakers. Nobody wants to help the Lakers. Why would Dallas want to get rid of Gafford, though? I haven't heard those trade rumors. Now, I don't stay on top of the NBA and the trade rumors, but, is it Derek Lively?
Yes.
That dude is... He's hurt right now with a sprained ankle. They were hoping he would be back for today's game, but he's missed a lot of time. So I wouldn't want to give up on Daniel Gafford if you've got another center that's injury-prone.
I don't think it'd be about giving up on him. It'd be more about another team trying to give you some compensation for him and giving you enough where it's going to entice you to make the move.
Lively did not play today. So, Elsie, I hope that doesn't happen. I want to keep him around the Mavericks. I think he's a good fit. Let's see here. Jared Goff. This is from Paul in Lake Village. Goff would disagree with you that the refs protect the quarterbacks. Well, that was a legal play. If you're talking about on the interception when he's going down trying to make the tackle, he got blasted. I mean, he got lit up.
They will call roughing on those at times. So, once again, it goes back to who's on the other end of that? If that is Patrick Mahomes.
You think they call that on Mahomes?
Absolutely. But not just him. I don't want to single him out. But I'm saying that some quarterbacks will get that call. Not all of them will get it, but some of them will.
Here's one of our listeners from the 501. Says it was a good weekend for him at Bet Saracen. He hit a 4-leg parlay that paid over $250. Congratulations. That is awesome. He had the Commanders and taking the points on that, so that helped him. I missed on my parlays one team every time. It's your typical, bad beat. Not bad beat, just 3 out of 4. It just seems to happen all the time. You get so close but yet so far away. Got to hit all 4. That's why the odds are so good, It's not easy to do, but you live for those moments when you do get one.
Nick Smith Jr., his career high is 24. In the same game, he had a career high minutes, 33, and a career high rebounds of 6, which he's done that a couple of times, but that one game, he really had it going. That was April of 24, so almost a year.
This is one of his best games.
Yeah.
One of his better games in the NBA. That's cool. If you got a call, you want to jump in here, 661-1037, 661-1037. You can also hit us up on the D3 Auto Sales the same way. Got the national championship game later tonight. I heard this stat, and I had to look it up, make sure it was right. Lamar Jackson, in 103 regular season games in the NFL, has fumbled it and thrown an interception in the same game 4 times. Only 4 times in the regular season. He's done that 4 times in the postseason in 8 games.
Wow. Yeah, he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions altogether, and that was reflected in the season. He had over 40 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's something that had never been done before. Quarterback throws over 40 touchdowns, and they throw less than 5 interceptions. So he doesn't throw a lot of them, but he does fumble quite a bit, and that's getting out in space and maybe not taking care of the ball a certain way, or when pressure is coming at him and trying to run around and the ball gets knocked out like we saw in the game yesterday.
He has now thrown an interception in every NFL playoff game he's played in.
Wow.
Got to take care of the ball. All right, we got to take a break. Top of the hour, hour number 2, Razor Hog update next
If you
on
don't
Out of
already
Bounds.
have the Bet Saracen Sports Wager app, download it today from the app stores or go to BetSaracen.com. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
Attention Arkansas homeowners, if your New Year's resolution is to update your old bathtub, now's the time to call Bath Makeover of Arkansas during our New Year New Bathroom event. Bath Makeover is Central Arkansas's trusted local source for custom bathing solutions installed in as little as 1 day, featuring our revolutionary new laser etch shower wall systems. Get the look of real tile that will never chip, crack, peel, discolor, or fade. Call Bath Makeover of Arkansas now at 1-800-NEW-BATH. During our New Year New Bathroom event, receive 50% off installation of a new bathtub or shower. Ask about 0% interest financing options, senior and military discounts, plus a bonus. Receive a $200 Walmart gift card with your bath or shower purchase. And call 1-800-NEW-BATH right now for a free $25 Starbucks gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 1-800-NEW-BATH. That's 1-800-NEWBATH.
This is Chuck Barrett inviting you to listen to me call the Hogs on 103.7 The Buzz. KABZ Little Rock.
The Razorbacks are coming at you.
Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
A fire at a car wash in North Little Rock is under investigation this morning. Firefighters say the person who started it was possibly trying to stay warm. It happened around 7:30 Saturday morning at a Shell gas station on East McCain Boulevard. The manager said there were people inside the car wash moments before. Fire crews say they checked to see if there was anyone inside before they put it out. The North Little Rock Community Center is now open as a warming center. It's located at 2700 North Willow Street. No ID is required and pets are welcome. You are encouraged to bring your own snacks, drinks, and entertainment. The City of Little Rock also opened an overnight shelter. The Dunbar Community Center will stay open through Wednesday morning at 9. There are warming centers open during the day as well at the Southwest, Stevens, and West General Community Centers. Those will be open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Listen each Friday during Drive Time Sports for the basketball insider in Arkansas. It's Pure Sweat Skills and Training's Bart Reed, made possible by Martin Orthopedics, with locations in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Cabot, and Hot Springs Village. Staffed with fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists. For more information on the web, go to martinortho.care.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Sunshine this morning, cloudiness coming up this afternoon, and it stays cold all day. Only a high of 28 today. Tonight, a low of 19, cloudy with a slight chance of flurries overnight. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Bensky Furs half-price clearance sale going on now. The entire inventory 50% off. Biggest sale ever. Nothing held back. Come see us on Rodney Parham Road.
Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort presents Oaklawn Race Day with Justin Akery and David Wanginati every Saturday morning at 11. Oaklawn Race Day is your inside track to America's hottest thoroughbred action and Arkansas' source for racing news and analysis. Oaklawn Race Day, presented by Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort.
Roger, did you know that Oaklawn Sports is the mobile app that lets you bet anywhere in Arkansas?
Anywhere, so I can bet the over when I'm in Dover.
Indeed you can.
I can take the underdog in Dogtown.
Absolutely.
You're telling me I can bet on the pigskin in Piggott?
Yep.
Hoops in Humnoke, baseball in Bauxite, long shots in Lavaca?
All of the above.
Anywhere, huh?
Anywhere.
Nice.
Easy to use and even easier to fund. Bet with confidence. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
The Bucks are back at the 35th Annual Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic, presented by Arkansas's best Chevy dealers. January 24th through 26th at the State Fairgrounds. You could win a lifetime hunting license, a Remington rifle, or a $1,000 gift card from Hunter's Refuge. The Taka Hunting Gear Game and Fish Foundation free kids zone, including a trout pond, hoverball, Moana gym, and more. Hunters, bring your antlers for your chance to win a Can-Am Defender from Bradford Marine and ATV. Rattlesnakes, chainsaw carving, birds of prey, monster trucks, and the Big Buzz Chili Cook-Off. The Reliance Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic, presented by Arkansas's best Chevy dealers. Tree stands, clothing, RVs, ATVs, UTVs, ammo, and more. Special appearance by Tim Wells, the Slock Master from Relentless Pursuit. It's a Hall of Fame event and an Arkansas tradition. January 24th through 26th at the State Fairgrounds. Sponsored by Reliance Bank, Arkansas's best Chevy dealers, Bradford Marine and ATV, Can-Am, Hunter's Refuge, Remington, Taka Hunting Gear, Outlaw Beer, and 1037 The Buzz. Visit BigBuckClassic.com and Facebook for more info.
Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort presents Oaklawn Race Day with Justin Akery and David Wanjanati every Saturday morning at 11. Oaklawn Race Day is your inside track to America's hottest thoroughbred action and Arkansas' source for racing news and analysis. Oaklawn Race Day, presented by Oaklawn, Arkansas's only racing casino resort.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Courtney Cronin.
It's a flawed argument, any way you spin it, to say Jaden Daniels would be the Jaden Daniels he is now, with Cliff Kingsbury, with a top 10 offensive line. If he would have been that in Chicago, it wouldn't have happened. The setup that would have been waiting for Jaden Daniels in Chicago would have been a bottom 10 offensive line, an offensive coordinator that ran a progression-based scheme, and the coaching, players around him, the system, and the belief, hey, I'm going to do what the quarterback does best. I'm going to call plays that set him up for success the way that Cliff Kingsbury has. That was not going to happen for him in Chicago. So I think it's a completely flawed straw man argument to go out there and say, well, the Bears got this wrong because they didn't draft Jaden Daniels. They did not have the infrastructure for Jaden Daniels the way that Washington purposely set it up for him.
Something amazing is happening. Despite a citywide blackout, this company is still up and running. That's because CDW deployed and managed a cost-effective Eaton Triplite Series Smart Pro UPS to safeguard equipment easily and reliably. Keep the power on and protect your IT equipment from electrical challenges. Triplite by Eaton and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/triplite.
Shop can't miss deals going on now during Pro Savings Days at Lowe's. For a limited time, get a free adjustable stand when you buy a DeWalt 12-inch miter saw. That's a $229 value. Plus, save $680 on a Midea 4-piece kitchen appliance suite. Now just $17.96. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 1/13 through 1/24. Cannot be combined with additional discounts while supplies last. See store or Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items.
Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
With my boo babe, tastes like Kool-Aid for the analyst. Girl, I can buy your Westie world with my base stuff. I know that it's good, won't you sit it on my taste buds? I get way too petty once you let me do the extras. Pull up on your block and break it down, we playing Tetris. AM to the PM, PM to the AM phone. Eat up your per diem, you just gotta hate them phone. If I quit your BM, I still rock Mercedes phone. If I quit this season, I still be the greatest phone. My left stroke just went viral. Right stroke put a baby in a spiral. Soprano C, we like to keep it on the high note. It's levels to it, you and I know. Tell them be humble. Sit down. 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 Who that thinking that he frontin' on that man? Get the off my stage. I'm the Sandman. Get the off my. That ain't right.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds, hour number 2. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. Just got to meet Lewis. Sorry about the delay. That and I was hammering my food. Oh my gosh. The Chipotle chicken. Lewis, get the Chipotle chicken. If you like some spicy food, kind of, I would say it's a little healthier option here with vegetables. The mashed potatoes were awesome. They got that little, they don't call it Mexican corn, but that's what it reminded me of. Spicy, mix it in with the mashed potatoes. I just hammered that in the last 8 minutes. Ate it all, the entire plate, cleaned it. broccoli too. Woo! Yeah, I feel so much better. Got a little protein in me. I'm ready to roll now. I got 2 more hours. Yeah, it's a little chicken breast or a little fillet of chicken. It was good. Grilled Chipotle chicken. There you go. A little healthier option here, and it was outstanding.
Peak Sampler. That's a winner. And it's on special on Mondays. Sampler. Peak Sampler. Yep. So, yeah, you get the discounted price on Monday is one of the specials going on, so check that out. Fried pickles, chicken tenders, and mozzarella sticks.
Ooh, I had to take a drink of water. It is a little bit on the spicy side, but, hey, I like a little spice. Hey, real quick, let's do the Razor Hog update. Play some Razorback fight song there, Trip, and then we got the Bradford Marine Razor Hog update for you. All right, the Razor Hog update's brought to you by Bradford Marine and ATV. Razorbacks go to Missouri. They lose, don't cover, just a bad performance. They fall to 0-5 in the SEC. 0-5 in the SEC for the first time ever. I saw so many negatives about this game. I saw one positive. You want a positive twist?
Yeah, how can't we on that one?
Nolan Richardson, his first year as a Razorback head coach, went 0-5 in the Southwest Conference.
Okay, all right.
So they both have a national championship. Now they both started 0-5 in conference play at Arkansas in their first year.
And that was prior to Nolan's national championship.
Yes, it was. Now Arkansas has Georgia on Wednesday, and then they have Oklahoma on Saturday. 2 home games. To me, this is a do-or-die week. If you want to turn this thing around, have any chance whatsoever turning the season around, getting to the NCAA tournament, you have to go 2-0 this week. You have to win your home games. Georgia got beat last week. They're not going to be in the top 25. Oklahoma's not a top 25 team. If you have any thoughts, if you have any desires, if you think you're an NCAA tournament team, you've got to go 2-0 this week and turn this thing around.
Well, you always have to protect home court, and they've gotten in a hole there where they haven't. So when you have 2 home games in front of you, it's time to get to work.
Also, while we're talking about the Razorbacks, the gymnastics team is hosting a meet today on MLK Day in Bud Walton Arena. And for the first time ever, the gymnastics team is having all their meets inside Bud Walton Arena.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, good for them.
Yeah,
the program has grown to where there's so many people coming. They need a bigger venue, so they're moving everything inside Bud Walton Arena. All right, we're live today at Twin Peaks, and Olivia Kelton joins us now. And first of all, I just had the Chipotle chicken. Y'all knocked it out of the park. It was outstanding. That is, people think of food, different types of food here, bar foods, drinks, of course, the cold beers. But you got some good healthy options, and that is a great healthy option.
It's one of my favorite for sure. One of my favorite.
Well, it is my favorite now. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I'll be getting that again, time and time again. What do you do here?
I'm an assistant manager here, but I'm also the marketing manager here as well. So I help put together events. We do local store marketing with several of our girls. I kind of just try to keep the word out here that we are still here, and we're here still to roll out and party, for sure.
And you have daily and weekly specials. Happy hour is happy hour started.
Yes.
2 to 7. And I checked out Peak Sampler today, which is on special on Monday.
Exactly. Get some buffalo tenders, cheese bites, fried pickles. It'll really get you going. It's a good sampler for the whole table, and it's also just sometimes good as the meal itself.
All right, talk about tonight. We got the national championship game.
Yes.
Notre Dame, Ohio State. What do you expect the environment to be like in here? What's the feel going to be like in this place?
Well, I definitely feel like we are going to fill up, especially coming for a Monday. We definitely have some Ohio State fans that come in here, so it should fill up pretty well.
Kind of like the Buckeye Watch Party here, the official headquarters of the Buckeyes.
Yeah, a little bit. But, it's going to be a good night. I definitely think it's going to be a fantastic night for some football.
Plenty of Notre Dame fans out there, too. We've seen
a
few that have already come through. Now, even though it's cold outside, it's still a great place to be outside with the fire pit going on. You have heaters out there. And there are plenty of people out there already.
Exactly that. And it's like 28 degrees outside right now. You wouldn't think that people wouldn't want to be out on the patio, but it's pretty warm out there. It's warmer out there than it is in here usually.
Is there anything? Yeah, I guess there are some NBA games going on tonight during the national championship game?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, there's full NBA schedule. It goes on through 9:30 tonight.
Okay. Will every TV be on the national championship game tonight, or are you going to have other sporting events on?
Definitely some other sporting events as well. It'll be primarily the national championship game, but we're going to have a few basketball games here and there. I know a couple people are coming in to see some soccer right now, so it'll be a little bit of everything, but mainly the national championship game for sure.
You have a prediction for the game? Notre Dame, Ohio State? What are you thinking?
I personally do not have a prediction.
Where are you from?
I'm from here. I was born in Texas, but grew up in Arkansas.
No, well, kind of me too. I grew up in Texas. I was born in Texas, but I grew up here the last 20 years.
Me too.
Yeah, I figured out my life the last 20 years. Where'd you go to school?
I graduated from North Little Rock High School, and I went to UCA for a little bit.
Okay. Well, we just had Brad Bolding on the show, your new head football coach at North Little Rock.
Is that so?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to turn things around at North Little Rock.
Hey, I mean, whenever I was there, it was pretty great, though.
When were you there?
I graduated in 2020.
Okay. Bolding had...
Yeah, he was gone.
Yeah, he was gone there.
Yeah.
But it was really good when he was there before, so now he's returned, and he's going to get it back to where it was.
Hey, I'm glad to hear that.
I see it's the beer temperature's quickly dropping. It was at 27, then went up to 30. Now it's back down to 29. That's pretty cool. Y'all monitor it all the time.
Oh, yeah. So we have temperature monitors in our walk-in cooler for the beer, where the beer are. So sorry. And then we also have a monitor in the office so that we can monitor it from the office, and then we keep it out here as well. So the guests can monitor exactly what temperature that beer is.
The colder, the better?
Colder the better, for sure. You got to have the ice crystals on the beer.
How many beers do you have on tap?
Oh, shoot. I think it's like 12, 15, somewhere around there.
Plenty?
Plenty enough.
Yeah.
I mean, got the main stuff for sure. Anything else we don't have, we usually have it in a bottle.
Got all the sports covered. NFL playoffs going on right now, college football national championship, and the big game coming up.
Yes.
Going to do some exciting giveaways and everything with the big game.
Absolutely. We are partnering up with Shinerbach, and so we're creating the Shiner Bowl the big game party, pregame party, really. So we're going to have a wing eating contest, several giveaways, prizes. It's going to be a really fun time. I'm really excited.
One of my previous jobs was in Victoria, Texas, kind of close to where the Shiner Brewery is.
Really?
And got to tour the brewery, and in college, I couldn't stand the taste of Shiner. I couldn't. I just didn't like it.
Oh, I love it.
And so I went on this tour of the brewery and did a story, and when I'm leaving, the what do you call the guy that runs the factory? This German, anyway, the guy running the place, he's like, bring your car over here. Pull up. He goes, open the trunk. Opened up the trunk and just started shoving cases of Shiner, all different types of Shiner, into my trunk, closed it up, went back home, had a refrigerator full of Shiner. I learned from drinking so much to appreciate the taste, and now I'm a fan. It just took drinking it for a while.
Yeah, I can get that. That's how it was for beer in general for a long time as well.
It's an acquired taste, I guess,
It
for
is.
some.
Other specials going on right now.
Other specials, I mean, besides the fact that, as you have already mentioned, the Peak Sampler, today is Monday, so it should be Miller and Coors are on special today, and I know tomorrow is going to be like Tito's, fried pickles, a couple other things, but it's just all different throughout the entire week, and the specials for the weekend mainly are looking at buckets and micheladas, mainly just to bring in larger groups of people to sit and watch the games together.
And for UFC, no cover charge coming in for
Correct.
That's a great option too, where you come in and just sit back and enjoy. It was UFC 311 over the weekend.
Yes.
And that's a big deal. No cover charge.
No cover charge. We've started picking up on that the past year and a half. We used to do a cover charge for the entire 3 years that I've been here, up until probably about a year ago. and they finally stopped that. And so it's actually been bringing in more people because realistically, not everyone wants to pay a cover charge. So
We
why
can
should they?
probably guess your busiest nights.
You want to guess? Take a guess.
I would say Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Definitely Saturday.
Saturday.
Definitely Saturdays. Sundays are very hit or miss, and Fridays, it usually starts off pretty early at the beginning. We'll take a couple-hour break, and it'll hit hard at the end.
So that was my question. When's the good time I can come in here and it's not so busy and it's easy to get a table? And then we can start filling it up because people know here's a good time to come.
Exactly. Probably around, on Fridays, probably around 7 o'clock. People don't normally like to show up till probably about 10. Saturdays, it is busy usually all day. All day unless it's except for maybe in the mornings, but it will definitely start getting busy around 4 or 5. And then Sundays, it's probably about the same thing.
Fridays, you have bourbon and brews going on from 5 to 7, and that coincides with happy hour that's from 2 to 7. So if they're not in here, they're missing out at that time.
They are missing out because we set up the table. We give out free samples of the certain cocktails that we have for the week. We give you a good look at the type of liquors and bourbons and tequilas that we have. So it just gives you a better broadened idea of what we carry and what most people don't know that we carry. You don't really know until you actually start looking.
And like the display coming in, where you get to see a lot of it as you come through the door here on the right side.
And that's not even half of it.
What's it like during a Razorback basketball game in here?
Oh, it's so much fun. I love working during a Razorback basketball game.
Even the last 5 games?
We're not talking about that.
But I would imagine this would be a great place and people would come so they could watch some Razorbacks basketball games and
Absolutely.
Cheer them on with a bunch of other Razorback basketball fans.
Absolutely.
Well, take advantage of it Wednesday night. Maybe we'll get that first SEC victory against Georgia.
You mentioned a lot of people coming in watching soccer. Like whatever the sport is that you enjoy, you can always see it here at Twin Peaks.
Absolutely. Just ask one of the girls or ask one of the managers if we can have a certain game on, and we can absolutely get it on for you. It's no problem in that at all.
And I've been here before, and you've had some of the horse races on. You'll turn on a horse race for people.
Absolutely. We have several people coming and asking for the horse race.
I was disappointed they closed down Oaklawn today due to the freezing temperatures. I thought we could sit in here, do the show, and watch a couple horse races today.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's too cold to run the horses.
Just a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Frozen track's not good for them. We appreciate it.
No,
this
thank
is fun.
you.
This was a great job today, and the food was excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Olivia Kelton joining us. Come out and see her and her staff at Twin Peaks. We're here until 4, and tonight's going to be awesome for the national championship game.
Agreed.
All right, let's talk a little bit about that national championship game, Joe. Notre Dame comes in kind of no doubt the underdog, but I feel
Big
like
time.
they're America's team that people are pulling for. They're Notre Dame, but yet the whole back in the day, like when I was growing up, people hated Notre Dame. It was almost like the team to hate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Marcus Freeman is one of the reasons why he's such just a great human being. I feel like that's shifted a little bit, and maybe it's because they're playing Ohio State, but I feel like the public is behind Notre Dame and rooting for them tonight.
There's something to both of those, that they really like Marcus Freeman, but also there's a certain dislike for Ohio State. But it was mentioned that, remember when Brian Kelly left, what did he say? He said he left for a greater opportunity, had a chance to win a national championship. Here it is, Notre Dame is playing for a national championship. So whether they're able to win it or not, we'll see. We'll know that result later tonight. But they've all said that Notre Dame has been undersized, or they need to play a certain way to come away with wins. And all they've done is win through everything. Now, they took one loss during the season, but Ohio State took a couple of losses. So here it is, a championship game. You have a one-loss team versus a two-loss team.
Just pulled up my Bet Saracen app to get the very latest line. Ohio State is favored by 8.5. Notre Dame is plus 8.5. Of course, the money line's gone down a little bit. It's plus 275. I know it was plus 300 a little earlier, and the over-under's at 45. I feel like that over-under total's right on the number. I was making my score prediction and looking at some past scores and just how I felt like it played out. and I've got 45 total points scored in this game when I added up the score. So I think I'm staying away from the over/under tonight and just going to play one of the teams.
It's too close to call on that.
Yeah, it is. Sometimes you get a feel like I felt very comfortable in the NFL over the weekend on the
Lions Commanders over.
I did not. I missed that.
Oh.
Not only did I miss the Commanders, but I missed I got the over/under. I'm sorry. That was fine.
Yeah.
It was the I got the Texans Chiefs because it went under. We got the
Ravens Bills was over.
That was
right
it.
over.
I thought it was going to go under.
Yeah.
I really thought that. I was disappointed. I'll tell you what, in that game.
I mean, it went right over.
Just barely.
Yeah.
But I thought the Ravens defense would do a better job. I was surprised the way Buffalo was able to throw the ball on them. Since making the move at safety, they've shut down teams, haven't given up the long play. They gave up some of those yesterday. I was just surprised. And, look, I have all the respect in the world for Buffalo and Josh Allen, but they moved the ball better than I thought. I thought they would be held to about 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll tell you the biggest surprise was the Bills' defense. They impressed me. I thought the Bills' defense played really well. They took advantage of the turnovers, but they helped shut down the running game. And I thought that Baltimore was going to be able to run the ball all day long, and they came out and they couldn't run the ball. And they had to go to the pass.
And that's always the key to slowing them down and possibly beating them with Ravens. It's Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson. And you worry about Derrick Henry first. You're trying to stop him. And then Lamar Jackson, they're doing the read option. So you never know what's going to happen there, if he's actually going to hand the ball off or if he's going to keep it. And you saw that throughout that game they put Justice Hill in quite a bit. He got some good rushing yards, but also they were able to throw the ball to him.
I felt like the defense, when they saw Henry leave and Justice Hill in, they're like, oh, well, let's back off. They're going to throw the ball. And they nailed him a couple times. They hit him with Justice Hill running the ball. They had they were very effective in running the ball at that time. I just think Buffalo did a good job of gambling and stacking the line of scrimmage and then playing assignment defense whenever Henry was in there to run the ball. And there just most of the time there wasn't a whole lot of room for him to go.
They were able to hit the gaps. That was the difference, where you see Henry, sometimes he'll read it and see where the hole is, and once he hits that hole, he's so fast, and then he's so big that nobody wants to get in front of him. But they were in those gaps, and they were able to shut it down before he ever got going.
Was it the Eagles who kept bringing their safeties in obvious run downs and just blitzing through the gap and tackling Kyron Williams in the backfield? I'm like, when are they going to pick up on this and hit them with a little play action pass?
Throw it over their head.
Yeah, it's going to be wide open. There's nobody there. And they never did.
And it was because of conditions, too. Sometimes you're limited in what you can do.
Yeah, I, when it's snowy like that, I think the advantage goes to the offense and the receivers, and you need to be throwing the ball.
It does, but both those defensive lines were playing at a high level, and they were able to get through it where they had the advantage. They made it their advantage.
Let's take a break. It is bottom of the hour. We are open. If you want to jump in here, you can give us a call, 661-1037. We can hit on the NFL playoff games from the weekend. We can look ahead, start talking about the AFC, NFC championship games. But the big story, of course, the national championship game tonight between Ohio State and Notre Dame. If you want to jump in here, come on, 661-1037. It's Out of Bounds live at Twin Peaks.
Reliance Bank presents Chris Kane when he joins Morning Mayhem every Monday. Rely on Reliance to reach your financial goals. Visit rely.bank for more information.
This is Sports Center.
Arkansas basketball fell to 0-5 in SEC conference play for the first time ever on Saturdays. They lost to Missouri 83-65 on the road. The Razorbacks scored first in the game, going up 2-0, and then the Tigers scored 18 unanswered and never looked back. Arkansas never got the game under 10 points the rest of the way. Their next game will be against Georgia on Wednesday at Bud Walton Arena. Little Rock won their third straight game, beating Tennessee Tech 77-71. They were led by Ante Bellion, who had 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. They'll take on Western Illinois on Thursday. And Arkansas State also got a win, beating Georgia State 85-59. It was a balanced scoring attack as 10 Red Wolves had at least 5 points, their leading scorer being Joseph Pinion with 14. Their next game will be hosting Appalachian State on Thursday. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Out with the old, in with the new, with Lazy Boy of Little Rock's inventory overstock sale through January 27th. Save up to 50% store-wide. Upgrade your home for 2025 with 35% off sectionals, tables, dining room, and bedroom sets. Fabric recliners starting at just $3.99. Leather recliners $7.99. And fabric and reclining sofas for just $9.99. Don't wait. Find your comfort and savings today at Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor, Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock. Long live the lazy.
Hey, it's Brooke here, and at Chris Crane Hyundai, we've got a huge selection of pre-loved vehicles like never before. Late models loaded with new technology? Check. Payments to fit any budget? Check. Silverados, Civics, Broncos, and more. Check, check, check. Banks that love to say yes? You know it.
Our pre-loved inventory has never been better than now. Come visit your friends at Chris Crane Hyundai on Museum Road in Conway and online at chriscranehyundai.com.
Well, the new year is here, and you've always said, you know what, I really wish I could have just pain-free from my knees, my back, maybe even my shoulder. But you just never have done anything because you say it's too expensive. I don't want to go through surgery. I don't want to be out of work. Well, what if I told you there's a new option? Hey, everybody, it's RJ Hawk. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. They can revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments with no steroids, no drugs, and no surgery. Folks, this is the future of medicine, using an array of natural solutions like PRP to attack the pain from arthritis. People all over Central Arkansas are using QC Kinetics to heal their joint pain. Make 2025 the year that you live pain-free and get your life back. Do you want to learn more? Call QC Kinetics today for a free consultation. 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. The consultation's free. Call QC Kinetics today.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
We take whiskey seriously. Taste the difference of a hand-selected bourbon at your local lodge, like the Twin Peaks Buffalo Trace Barrel Select.
The man known for creating sports awards has finally earned his own. The entire Buzz team would like to congratulate our own David Basil on being named the Arkansas Sports Broadcaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association. David, thank you for your passion and hard work on Morning Mayhem and your many other endeavors. And you can catch the Arkansas Sports Broadcaster of the Year along with Roger, Justin, and Josh right here on the Buzz on Morning Mayhem, weekdays from 6 to 10. Congrats, Baz, and here's to a great 2025.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Wes Moore, joined by Joe Franklin, live at Twin Peaks today. Getting ready for the national championship game. Happy hour started, so if you're driving around, got a lot of people off today, driving around running errands, late lunch, you're hungry, or look, you just need a little something to drink, come on by Twin Peaks, hang out with us.
Lunch combos are $7.99, so starting at a low price there, and apps start at $2.
$7.99 for a lunch?
Yes.
That's a hell of a deal.
Yep, lunch combo $7.99, and then apps starting at $2, and they have plenty of them.
I can't even go through a drive-through fast food for $7.99.
Not these days.
No. Well, that's awesome. I said we'll take some phone calls. Let's go to Rick in East Arkansas. Rick, what's up, man? Rick, you there?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, what's up, Rick?
Hey, I was wondering if Joe's gonna come in. My favorite big man in the whole world, basketball. Joe Klein's gonna come in on Friday.
He usually comes in on Monday.
Come in on Friday?
No, usually Monday, but he's going to join us by phone today.
Well, dang it. Can he, so what, I got two things going on. For the last 30-something years, I take care of special needs. He was a kid, but now he's a man.
Yeah.
And I take him on his birthday every year to the track, and that's going to be, because the weather's going to be nice, it's going to be Saturday. So I was wondering if Joe, and I'm paying for it, because I love to meet him just for 1 second, just 1 second. Friday, I could come up there and we could eat all the samplers from Corky's Barbecue.
I bet if you go to the Corky's Barbecue in West Little Rock, Joe's going to be working Friday.
Well, you know, I got to do this. I'm over here in East Arkansas. I just wanted to, you know, I've tried before. Plenty of times.
I will, when we have Joe on, and Joe, you help remind me, we'll ask Joe if he's going to be working at Corky's in West Little Rock Friday.
I don't care if it's 10 seconds.
Okay. We'll ask him.
I just want to take a picture with him, and I want to take a picture with Wes and Joe, because y'all are my favorites.
Well, I appreciate that, Rick.
So what he's saying is,
y'all can eat good, but you'll still hear from me at time to time.
He wants to see if Joe Klein will come to the
studio. I don't know if he'll come to the studio Friday, but
and bring food that Rick wants to pay for.
Well, I'm saying you may have to go to West Little Rock, get the food, meet Joe while you're there, and then come to the studio.
Yeah, first thing I got to do is I was wanting Joe to bring it there, and I was going to pay for it, and I was going to have a picture with Joe and y'all. And then, because I know y'all have Friday's a big afternoon, because I listen to you every day. Every day.
We'll line it up. We'll got Joe coming on here in about 30 minutes, and we'll talk to him and we'll ask him. You keep listening, and you can hear what Joe is, what he has planned for Friday.
I'm going to pay, and I'm a super fan. Okay, thank y'all very much.
All right, Rick.
Appreciate it, Rick.
Key to the game tonight, Joe, for Notre Dame.
Create some turnovers. Like what's been their recipe all year. But they need to be able to run the ball well, and that includes Riley Leonard picking his spots, running the ball, and then maybe some play action. If Ohio State is trying to key in on that run game, then they can beat them in the middle of the field, some tight ends stretching the field, run some crossing routes with the receivers, and just beat them when they're trying to key in on that run game.
I'm curious to see if Notre Dame, they're going to have to score some points. Ohio State's going to get theirs. Can we agree on that?
Yep.
Can Notre Dame score on Ohio State's defense? When I pulled up their schedule and you look at what they've done against three of the best teams in college football in the playoffs, they gave up 14 to Texas, 21 to Oregon, 17 to Tennessee. You go back in even late in the season, it's 13, 15. And then they dominated some of the Big 12 teams, 0, 13, 17, 7, 7, 14, 0, 6. Oregon scored the most points on them out of anybody when that game was at Oregon. It was 32-31. This Ohio State defense is outstanding. No one really talks about their defense. It's all about their offense because how explosive they are. But their defense was the number one scoring defense in the country, and I just wonder if Notre Dame is going to be able to put together 3-4 touchdown drives, because I think that's what it's going to take. Now, if they can get some turnovers like they've been able to do, and history has shown they've been able to do, that'll help their offense with a short field, or who knows, maybe the defense can score a touchdown or special teams can score a touchdown. But I just don't know if Notre Dame can consistently drive down the field and score 3 or 4 touchdowns just on their own.
Well, they have put up points in certain games this year. If you go to the Indiana game, the military academies, the way that they were playing, and whenever they played Notre Dame dominated both of them. Now, maybe, somebody would say, well, it's the military academies, and when they stepped up in competition, you saw a difference there, but you also saw a difference in Notre Dame in the way that they were able to play those games. So they are capable of it. We just haven't seen a lot of it, I guess, more consistently. And
in the playoffs, they've scored 27, 23, 27 against good competition, Indiana, Georgia, Penn State. Of course, the 23 against Georgia was aided by the kickoff return for a touchdown, the strip sack fumble at the end of the first half that set them up. They're going to need, to me, they need that tonight. To have a chance to win this game, special teams defense is going to have to create some opportunities for the offense.
If they were able to play that way against Georgia, why couldn't they do that against Ohio State? Now, Ohio State has been probably the most dominant team, complete team on both sides of the ball, but everybody doubted Notre Dame against Georgia. They were able to get it done there.
Backup quarterback for Georgia.
Well, there were people that thought
their offense wasn't any good anyway with the starter.
But that was a plus for them.
Yeah.
There was a thought that was a plus.
He could open things up with his legs, more of a running quarterback, an athletic quarterback. I think, no one saw Washington. Very few people saw Washington upsetting Detroit. It's not impossible.
Right.
But I think it's going to take something like that to where the turnovers are huge for Notre Dame, and Ohio State just lays an egg and lays the ball on the ground or throws interceptions.
And we very well could get that, but we could get it from Ohio State, the way that their defense is playing. They're really playing well.
That could be a disaster for Notre Dame. To me, if Notre Dame loses the turnover battle 3-0, 2-0, it's going to be very difficult.
But once again, you're putting a championship caliber defense on the field.
Yeah.
So if they do turn the ball over, now it goes on their defense to try to get a stop.
Get a stop or limit them to a field goal. Yeah. It's a very good point.
You see breaking news there?
No, I didn't see it.
We have an NFL coaching hire.
Where do you see that? I got too many TVs. I don't see anything.
Bears are hiring Ben Johnson.
Wow.
Lions offensive coordinator. Now, it was thought that Ben Johnson was Raiders.
Raiders.
Yeah, that was a done deal. But Bears. Remember, somebody was playing a trick on Caleb Williams, pranking him, and now Ben Johnson
turns out
they're finalizing a deal to make him the head coach of Bears, staying within the division.
There was the discussion that's why he wouldn't go to the Bears, that he didn't want to stay in the division and have to play Detroit, Dan Campbell, the guys that he knows on the Lions team twice a year, that he wanted to get out of the division, and that's why a lot of people, I believe, thought that Raiders was very possible, not only get out of the division, but get out of the conference and go to the AFC.
That guy's fearless, though. The trick plays that they run now, it's worked for them all season, so you can question the timing of some of them in Saturday's game, but now he's fearless, and you see that as a result that he is staying within division.
Well, that's got to be exciting for Bears fans to have that kind of offensive talent and now have an offensive coordinator background with Ben Johnson to become your new head coach.
So now what do Raiders do? Cliff Kingsbury was thought that he may have had a chance with Bears, and the way that they've interviewed so many people, just like Jets have done the same thing. And you can't argue with that hire, though. Ben Johnson's the hottest name out there, so knew that he was going to get a job. But, that's big for Bears to land him.
Wow, that's cool. Good for them and good for the Bears fans out there.
And Cliff Kingsbury, his name will start to pick up more steam here. We'll see what happens with him.
Let's take another phone call. 661-1037, 661-1037. We got 49er John. Oh, dropped him. Sorry. Oops. We'll take a break then, Trip. 661-1037. If you want to get in here, 661-1037. It is Out of Bounds live at Twin Peaks. Daily specials are underway. 2 o'clock happy hour started. So if you want to get out here, come on out and see us. We'll be here for another hour and 17 minutes. It's Out of Bounds.
The king of Arkansas sports talk, Randy Rainwater for Bet Saracen.
In Arkansas, 7 out of every $10 placed on a sporting bet app is with Bet Saracen, because Bet Saracen offers more ways to win and more ways to get paid, and faster. Find your winners on Bet Saracen and look for my Double R prop bet specials. I pick them and you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
Looking for a pickup truck that works as hard as you do? Watney Chevrolet in Jacksonville has you covered. Right now, get behind the wheel of a powerful Chevy Silverado and enjoy no payments for 90 days. These trucks are built for strength, safety, and unbeatable performance, making them the perfect partner for any job. Don't wait. Head over to Watney Chevrolet at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville for your test drive, or explore our inventory online at GuadneyChevrolet.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. With approved credit, restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
The Bucks are back at the 35th Annual Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic, presented by Arkansas's best Chevy dealers. January 24th through 26th at the State Fairgrounds. You could win a lifetime hunting license, a Remington rifle, or a $1,000 gift card from Hunter's Refuge. The Taka Hunting Gear Game and Fish Foundation free kids zone, including a trout pond, hoverball, Moana gym, and more. Hunters, bring your antlers for your chance to win a Can-Am Defender from Bradford Marine and ATV. Rattlesnakes, chainsaw carving, birds of prey, monster trucks, and the Big Buzz Chili Cook-Off. The Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic, presented by Arkansas's best Chevy dealers. Tree stands, clothing, RVs, ATVs, UTVs, ammo, and more. Special appearance by Tim Wells, the Slock Master from Relentless Pursuit. It's a Hall of Fame event and an Arkansas tradition. January 24th through 26th at the State Fairgrounds. Sponsored by Reliance Bank, Arkansas's best Chevy dealers, Bradford Marine and ATV, Can-Am, Hunter's Refuge, Remington, Taka Hunting Gear, Outlaw Beer, and 1037 The Buzz. Visit BigBuckClassic.com and Facebook for more info.
Out of Bounds heads to Twin Peaks today with a preview of the National Championship game. Plus, it's National Cheese Lovers Day. Get free chips and queso with a $20 purchase. Out of Bounds live at Twin Peaks today on 1037 The Buzz.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See Shelter Agent Monica Reiners in North Little Rock, Larissa Cowley in Bryant, or Chris Allen in Stuttgart.
Mornings can start feeling the same. Wake up, brush teeth, go to work. But with breakfast from Wendy's, it's like, wake up, brush teeth, Baconate with a breakfast Baconator. Roll with the sausage breakfast burrito. Buddy it up with a honey buddy. Or get seasoned with seasoned potatoes. And then go to work. Sorry. When you're ready for a fresh wake-up call, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
I'm at the movies, asking people if they'll switch seats with me for $574.
Here, take mine.
So what about $574 if you switch your home insurance to Allstate?
Too much work.
Not if you call them. They handle the switching.
Now, that's a plot twist.
Shh. Check Allstate first, and you could save hundreds on quality home insurance today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Based on the national average annual savings for new home insurance customers surveyed in 2023 who switched to Allstate and reported savings. Savings vary.
Bannister Liebwang presents UCA Bear Lane Taylor when he gets in the zone with Justin and DJ each Wednesday. Lane Taylor in the zone every Wednesday, courtesy of Bannister Liebwang Clinic in Conway, taking care of Conway for over 60 years.
Out of Bounds on 1037 The Buzz. Live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet. Driving, trust every mile.
Yeah. Can you feel it, baby? I can too.
Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services, serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years. They're your small to mid-sized specialist. When you need someone to service your fleet and get your employees back on the road quick, call 501-375-3672.
Over the weekend, the Razorbacks lost their fifth SEC game to Missouri. Not a competitive game. Arkansas got it within 10 a couple of times, but just could never get it down to single digits. That 18-2 start just left a bad taste in my mouth. I'll be honest with you. I went down to the track, went to Oaklawn, and right when we were getting to leave after the last race, I pulled it up on my phone, and I saw the score was 15-2, and I was about to show somebody.
Yeah.
And as I was showing them, Missouri hit a three to make it 18-2, and I showed him. He just shook his head, and I hit the swipe and closed it out.
Never went back to it?
Never went back to it. Got in the car, and I turned it on, and Arkansas got it down to like 16, and about that time Missouri went on a run.
Down
and I turned
to 16,
it off.
that's funny.
Yeah, and I turned it off, and we listened to the NFL game all the way back on the radio. Here's a tweet from CBS Sports' John Rothstein. Arkansas's three primary perimeter players, Boogie Fland, DJ Wagner, and John L. Davis, combined are shooting 31% from the field, 25% from the three-point range in SEC play. He goes on to write, any hopes of a turnaround in Fayetteville starts and ends in the backcourt. And that was something, we talked about last week. Your guys have to start playing if you're going to win in the SEC. Boogie has to start playing like a five-star, and then you got to have John L. Nelly Davis play like the top portal recruit he was, and then you got to start getting a little bit more from DJ Wagner. It's not good enough. I mean, just plain and simple, Rothstein is right. It's not good enough, and right now they look lost out there.
And what the coaching staff needs to do is they need to adjust the way that they're planning these games and make it more of, you want to make it a front court game and get those guys more involved. That's the way that they need to play right now because it's not working with the perimeter players. And so if it's not working with them, not only are you trying something different, but you're sending a message that it has to be better or this is how we're going to play. This is our approach. Because you can't just stay the same and expect for it to change on its own.
I had Bill Ingram on last night on the final score, and he said what disappointed him the most for this game was the lack of urgency to start the game. You would think a team that's 0-4, their back is up against the wall, you're on the road in a hostile environment, that you come out and you are just going nonstop. I mean, you're aggressive, you're locked down, the effort is 110%, and he said they seem lackadaisical to start the game, and next thing you know, it's 18-2, and that's hard to come back from on the road.
Now, I mean, we've seen it, so that's who they are, but is that a credit to Missouri in not allowing them to really be aggressive and be that team that they feel like they can be, the potential is there, or even show signs of it? Is that a credit to Missouri for taking it away from them?
Well, Missouri, like about 12 other teams in the SEC, are really good. And so when you're not playing really good, you're in trouble. And that's the issue with Arkansas. I will stand by. I think they have good players and good athletes, but whatever they're doing right now, it's not clicking. It's not working. And, I said it last week that I want to see some changes, some different things, whether it's Boogie Fland playing off guard and John L. Davis running the point or DJ Wagner running the point. Just do something different. Now, I don't know. You guys will have to help me because, like I said, I did not watch Saturday.
Okay, so
maybe they changed some things up and did some different things.
DJ Wagner was running point for a while. I don't know, how consistent it was or the length of time that it was, but DJ was running point and Boogie was playing off the ball. So they have at least looked into that. And we saw him look into it in a game previously where John L. was taking control and playing point a little bit.
Maybe time to change the style of play. And that was one of the things Bill alluded to. pick up the pace and just go try to score 90 points a game, kind of like Kentucky did last year, and just try to outscore teams and get in transition, because the half court right now, going half court basketball, that's not working.
It's hard to do that, though, because they're not hitting shots.
You're not getting stops, to make it, or they'll make a stop and give up an offensive rebound. And it's hard to get in a fast break when you're taking the ball out of the net.
Yeah.
On the D3 Auto Sales text line from the 501, he says, gentlemen, please give me some hope for the Razorback basketball team is in shambles. The ladies Razorback team is even worse. Our gymnastics team just got beat by Auburn. I was at the meet. Football team did not have a very good year. We are dead in the SEC in men's and women's hoops. I can't remember the last time that happened.
Watched a little bit of the women's game yesterday, and, yeah, it was out of control. It was, I think, almost a 20-point lead at the time.
And it only got worse.
And they've been struggling this year. So, I mean, we've seen it. We've seen some really bad play from them at times.
I'll give you some hope. The baseball team starts spring practices Friday. They get out in the field and have their first scrimmage Friday. Of course, they're practicing using the indoor facility today and all week, but Friday will be the first time, hopefully, weather permitting, they'll be able to get out there and play a game against each other. And then 3 weeks from Friday, February 14th, we'll have our first baseball game. And the more I read about the team, the more I'm excited about the baseball season. I think they've got some good players, and both hitting and pitching. So I think they're going to be a good team, and hopefully they can be because it's one of the last sports, the saving grace for the 2024-2025 collegiate season, because it's not looking good right now.
Well, don't forget about softball. Softball is pretty good and consistent there.
Yeah. 479 has a question. How important is it for NFL teams to recruit homegrown native players from the area the teams they represent? Was that ever a thing, or the rules against recruiting? Well, it's called free agency, though, right?
Yeah. So, they don't recruit, but, free agents, undrafted free agents, that's where you see that happen quite a bit, where players go undrafted, and then teams that they're close in the area, those teams have seen them quite a bit, and if they'll give them an opportunity in training camp. Mm-hmm. So you see that happen quite often.
I think when you get to become a professional, you truly are a professional, and it's not about, if the opportunity arises and you get to play close to home and your family gets to see you all the time, that's an added bonus. But when you're, take me for example. There's a TV station near my hometown, but I'm not there. I'm where I am because this is what called me. Little Rock called me, and I'm a professional now, and this is where my job is, and so that's where my home is. And I don't know that I'd be a different broadcaster if I was back home, working at a TV station there. But
Victor Cruz is an example of somebody who grew up close in the area and really made something of his career. Now, for about a 3-4 year stretch, he was a dominant player, and injuries, kind of derailed his career. But that's an example of somebody who was undrafted. He's from the area, and he latches on with the hometown team there and made a career of it. Now, there have been stories out there where it gets towards the end of the draft, and a team will see that there's somebody that's on their radar to pick up as an undrafted free agent. But then they realize that a team that's where this player is from has that same need at that position. Mm-hmm. They'll draft that player late, 6th or 7th round, to keep him, because they know odds are if you come calling and that hometown team comes calling in free agency.
And you both have a need.
Yeah. And
weigh it out where they're going.
They're going to go with that home team.
Last night I turned on Hard Knocks. I was a little bit behind. I was trying to catch up. And it was on rivalry week when the Baltimore was playing against Pittsburgh. And the first thing out of Harbaugh's mind, where I had paused it, guys, we've got to win the turnover battle. When we turn it over, we lose.
Yeah.
That was the first thing out of his mouth, and I'm like, oh, my God. I just watched the game. They turned it over. They lost. That's one of the key reasons why they lost the game.
That's the story of any football game for the most part. If you took a record, just look at the entire season, the record in each game which team won the turnover battle and which team won the game, it'd be lopsided in favor of the team that won the turnover battle.
And I bet it only goes up in the playoffs because normally those games are closer. Talent-wise, they're close. They're all good teams. The team that takes care of the ball wins.
Hey, found a new sport and knew about it, but forgot that it actually was happening and started on Friday. But unrivaled new league, 3-on-3 women's basketball. So stars from WNBA, it's a 6-team league and 6 players on each team, but really good. Friday night had a couple of games, Saturday, and then they have some games tonight. Everybody's going to be locked in on national championship.
But tractor all these years. When I need to get the job done before hitting the road, I can count on Greenway's reliable John Deere equipment to get my property in shape. From small to large tractors and a wide range of implements, I know I'm getting equipment that works as hard as I do.
The Zone will be on location at Bath Makeover of Arkansas Tuesday, where you can save during their New Year, New Bathroom event. Get more info at bathmakeoverar.com. That's The Zone Tuesday at Bath Makeover of Arkansas on 103.7 The Buzz. Willie D's Rock and Roll Piano Bar open every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cold drinks and dueling pianos. Deep Nightclub downstairs hosts karaoke on Tuesdays and DJ Spin on Friday and Saturday nights. Visit WillieD'sPianoBar.com. This Thursday, Randy returns to Crane Hyundai of Little Rock, 11701 Colonel Glenn Road. Search their inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles at CraneHyundaiLittleRock.com. That's Drive Time Sports this Thursday at Crane Hyundai of Little Rock on 103.7 The Buzz.
Our guys aren't so bad, right?
This is taking unsportsmanlike conduct to a whole new level.
Well, maybe not. 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
There are several events today to honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. here in Central Arkansas. In Little Rock, First United Methodist Church is hosting its MLK Day of Service at 9 a.m. The Arkansas MLK Commission will hold its candlelight vigil tonight at 5:30 at North Shore Riverwalk Park in North Little Rock. There will then be a fireworks show after. The city of Pine Bluff is hosting its annual Original Kingfest March and Parade today at 2 p.m. The executive director for the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission is named the National MLK Parade Ambassador and given the key to Las Vegas. Deshaun Scarborough was honored for his leadership through service, equality, and vision over Dr. King's legacy. Now, as a national ambassador, he will continue supporting efforts to keep Dr. King's mission alive. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
Brutally cold air continues today. We'll see sunshine in the morning, clouds increasing this afternoon, and it probably won't even get up to 30 degrees. We're just expecting a high of 28 today in Little Rock. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Bensky Furs half-price clearance sale going on now. The entire inventory 50% off. Biggest sale ever. Nothing held back. Come see us on Rodney Parham Road.
Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show. Brought to you by Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse, Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters for over 30 years. Call 501-568-0040 today or click online at arkansastruck.com.
Hey guys, it's Dee Dee from Ava Bella Day Spa. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, and we have this special for all of you lovebirds. How about a romantic indulgent spa package? The 60-minute massage and a lotion candle. That's our signature candles that the wax turns into lotion. All for $100. Plus, we have the Glow of Love, Forever Yours, and we also have memberships this year. Just go to avabelladayspa.com and choose what you like, order your gift card, and give it to your Valentine. Or come on in and get that complimentary candle. avabelladayspa.com.
Out with the old, in with the new, with Lazy Boy of Little Rock's inventory overstock sale through January 27th. Save up to 50% store-wide. Upgrade your home for 2025 with 35% off sectionals, tables, dining room, and bedroom sets. Fabric recliners, chairs starting at just $3.99. Leather recliners $7.99. And fabric and reclining sofas for just $9.99. Don't wait. Find your comfort and savings today at Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor, Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock. Long live the lazy.
Hello, Buzz listeners. It's Chris Zender here at Frank Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep in Sherwood. We want to thank the Buzz Nation for a great 2024. Our New Year's resolution for 2025 is simple. We'll beat anybody's deal on the new Dodge Chrysler Jeep or Ram in stock. Also, if you've had any credit problems or looking for a real low interest rate, don't give up. Go to FletcherCredit.com and get pre-approved and let us help you get the new vehicle you need. It's cold outside, but the deals at Fletcher are hot. Up to $11,000 off all new Rams. New Grand Cherokees as low as $38,997. That's right, a brand new Grand Cherokee, third row seat for under $40,000. We also have $6,000 discounts on all new Jeep Wranglers, up to $11,000 off all new Rams, and the new Jeep Compass starting at only $375 a month. Folks, we're making deals every day like it's the last day of the month. Just tell us what you want and how much you want to pay, and we'll do the rest. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Come see us in person at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood, or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
Hey Razorback fans, it's game time at Brewski's. With 2 locations, downtown and North Little Rock, Brewski's is your home for the best SEC basketball action. Catch every dunk, three-pointer, and game-winning shot on their massive Brewskitrons. Giant projection screens with the sound on for the ultimate game day experience. Voted best sports bar 5 years in a row, Brewski's is proud to support the Razorbacks and deliver the perfect spot for fans to cheer together. So, throw on your hog gear, grab your crew, and head to Brewski's for the game day vibes you can't find anywhere else. Brewski's, your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night.
It's the 35th Annual Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic presented by Arkansas's best Chevy dealers January 24th through the 26th at the State Fairgrounds. Featuring monster trucks, rattlesnake handling, and more, plus special appearance by Tim Wells, the Slockmaster, and Sydney Wells from Barstool Sports Outdoors. Hunters, bring your antlers for a chance to win a Can-Am Defender from Bradford Marine and ATV. The 35th Annual Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic presented by Arkansas's best Chevy dealers, sponsored by Hunters Refuge, Remington, Taka Hunting Gear, and Outlaw Beer.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
It's awful, hon.
My brother was saying he got life insurance from Ethos. With Ethos, it only took 10 minutes, and he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit GetEthos.com. That's GetEthos.com.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
Come on, Mufasa. Let's get in some trouble.
This holiday season, destiny awaits you. You can grab your friends and experience Mufasa the Lion King in 3D.
Everything the light touches belongs to me.
You'll have to take it. Don't miss the perfect family Christmas movie.
Now went swimmingly, if I say so myself.
Disney's Mufasa the Lion King.
Oh, yeah, that looks good.
Now playing only in theaters. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Tickets on sale
Live
now.
from the Gwatney Chevrolet Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. Wes Moore, Joe Franklin. Today, hanging out at Twin Peaks. Happy hour is underway. It's hour number 2 of Happy Hour. Got the national championship game on tonight. It's going to be a hop-in place tonight to watch the game. Glad you're with us. Let's bring in Joe Klein, talk a little basketball, football with Joe. Joe?
Yes,
got the Catholics tonight. You going with Notre Dame and Ohio State. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I just got out of confession and mass. I've got some smoke going. Got some holy water. Got my Notre Dame sweatshirt on. Got it blessed. So I think we're good.
They said Notre Dame was going to keep it.
I don't know if all that will help. But I think they're up against
it. They said
tonight.
they were going to keep it the same and just go through their normal routine, what they do before every game, and they were going to have mass last night before this game. So they're just trying to treat it like it's another game, go through the normal routine that they usually would, and hopefully that gets everybody to their comfort level.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, everybody, I mean, that's the plan from day one, is that, you try to have your preparation, you try to have a routine. I played for years, and and with the great coaches and the good coaches and all that I played with, when we went through, when we were getting ready for an NCAA tournament game, tried to have the same, this is when we watch film and this and the same preparation, as everything is tweaked a little bit, but you don't want to, everybody knows it's a big deal. So you don't want to make it bigger than it, you don't want to make it nuts. And so, I think that's a great thing to do.
Joe, speaking of coaches, Calipari, after his 0-5 start, is getting more and more criticism from some of the national writers, and for this start. What do you think of Saturday?
Well, I didn't get to see it. My game was right after it, so mostly what I had seen, I was able to catch late last night. I got done and got back and everything, and was able to watch a little bit on the rerun of the SEC network. But yeah, man, I mean, I saw Seth Greenberg's kind of, I don't know if it's College Game Day or what they call it now, but when they spend a lot of time talking about Arkansas and Calipari, and I thought that his breakdown of it was perfect. I mean, I think, the criticism of Calipari as a coach is asinine. He's a good coach, and he hadn't forgot how to coach. Now, the roster construction, we can go down that path, tweaking some things. Coaches are always second guess no matter what they do. And so, more zone, bigger lineup, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I mean, you can, all those things are valid points now because you're 0-5, so if you're the coach and you don't like hearing that, that's too bad because that's the world you live in. But, those things are things that I think are very valid. The Jeff Goodmans and, the cheap shots that are coming, those are just people that are envious and, of his success that he had at Kentucky and at Memphis. And, he's a polarizing figure, Wes. I mean, you know it. And a lot of people, you either like him or you don't like him. There's not probably a lot of in between. And that's what goes with being at Kentucky for 15 years. And, certainly the Kentucky fans, love jumping all over him, because, they're not smart enough to understand that he did them a solid by going to Arkansas. I mean, he could have made them pony up about $34 million if they wanted to fire him. If they wanted to fire him next year, they would have had to pay him $17, and he did them a solid. In my opinion, he said, look, it's not working. And he was able to get another job and not hold them over the, at 65 years old, wanting to move and go somewhere else. That's a lot when you've been somewhere that long. I mean, he's got roots there and family ties there. And so to me, he did them a solid, but the guys that are coming at him, nationally, again, it's justified. It's disappointing. I'm not saying that that's not justified, but a lot of the cheap shots and the stuff like that are pretty stupid.
It's hard to understand why fans want to come after him because they didn't want him. And as you say, he did them a favor by moving on, basically, so they should be able to move on, but they're taking shots because they haven't moved on in a sense. And I don't know if it's a feel – I don't know if it's a feel of – they wanted to be the ones to control the narrative, and to a certain extent, he was able to control it.
Right. And, and it ended up the way it looked, or was the way, that could have been perceived is that, like, I'm leaving you. So that's, and you know how that goes. It's not, I'm leaving you. You're not getting rid of me. I'm leaving you to go to Arkansas. I'm tired of you, which I don't think was the case. I just think it was like, hey, I've been here 15 years, and 15 years anywhere, especially at Kentucky. I mean, that just, eventually it's gonna come to a point. And so with any coach, I mean, Coach Sutton was here 8 years. Coach Richardson was here. It's like Coach Richardson had the great quote, you create the monster and then you got to feed it. You got to feed the beast. And it's hard to keep feeding the beast. And, Calipari created a juggernaut in the last, 4 to 5 years. He had trouble feeding it and keeping people satisfied, even though there was some pretty good success in those 4 or 5 years. They flamed out at the end. And so he leaves them for Arkansas instead of them getting to fire him or run him off. And that irks them a little bit. But again, like I said before, I mean, they should praise him because he did them a solid. He saved them, $34 million. He was like, look, you guys are tired of me. I've got this opportunity. I'm going to move on to benefit us both. And, a lot of people, again, it wasn't that the way their narrative, so they're gonna attack him.
Joe, how important is this week for Arkansas? I said earlier, to me, it's a make or break week. You go 0-7, you're broken, or you lose 2 more games to fall to 0-7, you're broken. But I don't know if you can split and be 1-6 after this week. I think with 2 home games, they got to win them both to have a chance to right this ship, turn it around, and make some kind of run in the SEC.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I said at the beginning of the year, your home, anybody who has any success in this league is going to be able to pretty much protect home court. You can't go, your first 4 games, you can't be 1-3 or 0-4 at home in the SEC and expect anything, because you're going to be playing teams on the road that it's hard to make up ground. I mean, on the road in the SEC, as we've seen, is tough, and especially when you're not playing good, everywhere is tough. And so, again, these are 2 winnable games, but they're 2 really good teams with really good coaches. Welcome to the SEC. That's the narrative the rest of the way. I mean, you look at it and go, it's Georgia and Oklahoma. Mike White's got them playing good. They've got some good talent, good young player, and Newell, Asen, I think Newell is his name, highly, highly talented freshman. They've done a good job in the portal, and they're playing pretty good together. And Porter Moser, is a hell of a coach. He's got a good freshman in Fears and some other pieces, and they should have beat Texas A&M and blew an 18-point lead at home, and they beat Texas pretty soundly the other night. They had another game that they've been right there on the cusp of winning a lot of games. So, but again, they're very good teams. They're not the upper echelon of the SEC, but the difference between the lower echelon and the upper echelon in the SEC is not that different. But again, you got to win these 2 games, man. You can't lose home games, and to go 0-4 your first 4 SEC games, that's going to be, it's going to make it hard. You're going to have to start getting ready for the tournament because you're not going to do anything in league play.
Joe, whenever teams are playing good, you can pretty much ask any coach what's the key to it, and they'll start with defense. Defense is the key. So when you're struggling and you're trying to get on track and get things turned around, is that where it starts also?
I think so. I'm a defensive-minded guy because defense, Joe, keeps you in games. You know, you can hang around and kind of hang around and kind of hang around, and then, you know, some old dude, you know, you put some old dude in the game, he knocks down 2 threes for you, and you win the game. You know what I'm saying? But like to try to just, you know, it's like the game Saturday. You know, you get down 18, and now you got to start making shots, getting on runs. But even in that point, when you get at some point, you got to get stops either to extend your lead or to get back in the game. So, you know, getting stops is always, you know, premier, because again, your defense can let you hang around and keeps you in games. Whereas you're not like Missouri, you're down, what was it, 18-2 or whatever it was, and now you're chasing. You know, instead of being down 18-2, you're down 7-2 or 8-2, and somebody makes a three, you make your first three of the game, and it's 8-5, and so you know you feel like you're in the game instead of, you know, climbing up a steep hill.
Got Joe Klein with us on Out of Bounds. Joe, let's go to the NFL. Your Chiefs survived. Defense did it again. Mahomes did just enough, and now you're playing in your 7th straight AFC Championship game. What were your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it's kind of like par for the course, man. It was gonna, you know, it was gonna go into the fourth quarter. You know, you get 8 sacks on a guy. That's gonna help you. And then, you know, they missed an extra point and they missed a field goal. And you know, in the playoffs, those are huge. And so, you know, it's kind of survive and advance with this team. You know, they the sacks and everything were impressive. The run defense didn't necessarily look really strong, and as it's been the whole year, you worry about the pass protection. You know, the tackle situation is not been good pretty much all year long, and I think it. You know, obviously at this point, it is what it is. I mean, this is what you are, and so you're going to have to, you know, after watching Buffalo last night, the way they came after Jackson, you know they're going to come after Mahomes. They're not going to sit back, and so, you know, can we protect him? You know, turnovers is always the biggest thing, but can you protect him? And you know, can you? You know, I worry about them running the ball, especially, you know, Allen. You know, you start blitzing him and coming after him. You know, he can get away from it and take off for about 25. So, yeah, I think even though they're playing at home, man, I think they're going to be up against it, because this is going to be a very highly motivated team that wants to beat them in the worst way. And got our work cut out for us, but you know, that's kind of par for the course.
It'll be a lot like the game we saw last night. 2 dynamic quarterbacks and known for getting it done, and somebody is going to make some plays somewhere, and we've seen it time in and time out with both these quarterbacks. Now, you mentioned the missed PAT. I think Chiefs have something great going on there, too, with the special teams coordinator and the way that they're able to get after it with some of those field goal blocks and PATs. There's something going on there.
Well, you know, I think it's just another thing for the other kicker and all the people on those special units for the opposing team to think of, because, you know, they've had some success doing some stuff this year, and you know, it's just another. Instead of thinking about doing the kick and everything, you might get in their head a little bit, and you know, you might get 1 or 2. You hope that's the case anyway.
Joe, I saw you on Twitter yesterday. You getting a little upset at people taking shots at Mahomes for flopping and some of the calls that he gets?
Well, hey, you need to be upset at one person to start with then, and that'd be Wes.
For flopping?
Oh, yeah. No, Wes is a hater.
He's a flopper.
And you called that a flop. Now, let me tell you.
Oh, that was a big-time flop. On the sideline when he got pushed and he just fell to the ground like somebody shot him? No, that was a Vlade Divac special.
First of all, your DB is an idiot as he's running out of bounds for even touching him. If you touch any quarterback who's upright and headed out of bounds, you're an idiot. I mean, that's across the board for the NFL because you know that you could very easily get a flag there. So, to me, you know, if you're dumb enough to give him a little extra shove because you don't like him, then you know you get what you get. You know, now the slide wasn't a flop. He's just gotten so good at freezing these guys by acting like he's going to pass it or shuffle it out in front of them that they don't know what to do. And then he slid at the end, and I didn't like that call here. I thought that was a bad call, and I didn't think the one in the first quarter wasn't warranted either. But you know, they're going to protect the quarterback, and so you know because the success the Chiefs have had, and you're tired of Mahomes, and you're tired of the Chiefs, Wes, and I get it. You know, you're a Cowboy fan, and God bless you. One of these days, maybe before you die, they'll win a playoff game, and I understand all that. But you know, I understand your hate and how you don't like Mahomes and all that. So of course he's a flopper and Vlade Divac and all that. I understand, and you know, while I'm praying for the Irish tonight, I'll light a candle for you as well.
Thank you. I need it. And you might want to light one for Mahomes because somebody's going to light him up here soon and just say, you know what, it's worth the 15.
You know they are, and they're going to get thrown out of the game, and Mahomes is going to have to go in the blue tent for about a quarter, and then he's going to come back, and all's going to be right with the world. So, you know, take a hit.
And you're right, that DB was dumb because, you know, you can't even touch Mahomes, and he's going to flop and go flying through the air. If you if you breathe on him, he may fall down.
It's got nothing to do if Joe Burrow is running out of bounds like that. If you breathe on him, if Dak Prescott is running out of bounds and you breathe on him, there's a chance they're going to throw the flag. That's the NFL, man. You got to be smart enough to understand that.
Hey, that run that they've been on, though, since Mahomes has been there, AFC Championship game, every year he's been the starter. And then with the 15 playoff wins, they showed where 15 is more than 12 franchises having their
history.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
that's incredible.
I mean, it's like I said, man, for 50 years, I've been on the other side of this corner. I can't, you know, when I just, like, I'm like sitting here now and, you know, if the Bills, you know, it was like when they lost their second Super Bowl, I remember I got mad and I was kind of being just a dumbass and just, you know, just mad that they lost the Super Bowl. And then, like, about an hour later, I was like, you know, what an idiot. I mean, I'm mad that the Chiefs had a chance to go back-to-back, and Tampa Bay beat them in the Super Bowl, and I'm mad about it. I'm like, I mean, I got to get a grip. I got to get it together. So, I mean, I'm like, you know, it's like now they lose Sunday. It's like, you know, you'd be upset because you get spoiled a little bit, but you know, I know how it used to be. So, you know, I'm trying to enjoy the ride because it won't last. You know, it's going to end, you know, sooner than later.
What do y'all have going on tonight?
Man, we got wings, we got all kinds of appetizers and stuff going on. The bar's got great drink specials and stuff, and so but we got great food to come through the drive-thru, get you some wings, get you some shrimp, get you some catfish. You know, I'm going to go up there in a little while and get a few, and I'm just going to sit quietly here and watch the game and enjoy it with my wife, and just, you know, hopefully we'll see a good game and the Irish can pull it through. But no, we got some good stuff our appetizers are outstanding, our wings are outstanding, and might want to just shoot through that drive-through on the way home and grab you a couple and sit back and enjoy the game, because it's going to be hopefully a good one.
Hey, before we let you go, one of our listeners, Rick in East Arkansas, is coming to town Friday. He wants to meet you. He wants to buy us lunch at Corky's. He was wondering if there's any chance you could be in the studio Friday, or if he can run by and see you in West Little Rock Friday. Will you be in town?
Yeah, man. Yeah, just let me know what he wants to do, and we'll do it.
Awesome. Okay, we'll be in touch, and we'll figure it out.
All right, bro. You guys have a good night. And go Irish.
Good luck to you, Joe.
Enjoy the game.
See you guys.
Later. Joe Klein with us on Out of Bounds. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about Twin Peaks. We'll find out what they have going on tonight. Tell you about some of the great food, the drinks, of course. 29.6 right now. That's their beer, 29.6. Oh, 29.7. Just went up 1/10 of a degree.
Really cold, though.
You can step outside if you want it a little colder. Who needs a cooler? Just stick your beer outside right now.
And there are people out there.
Yeah, on the patio. It's enclosed, and they got the fire pit going, and the heater's going out there, so I think it looks pretty nice out there. We'll take a break. Stick around. This is Out of Bounds.
Walt Coleman on Morning Mayhem is brought to you by Kentucky Derby winner Sigma Supply with Mystic Dan, now a part of Brady Plus. If you're not using Sigma Supply, you got low-grade product, man.
This is SportsCenter.
The championship games in the NFC and the AFC are set. In the AFC, it'd be the Bills versus the Chiefs once again. This will be the fourth matchup between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen in the playoffs. The Chiefs got here by beating the Texans 23-14 on Saturday, while the Bills beat the Ravens 27-25 last night. The AFC championship game will be on Sunday night at 5:30. In the NFC, it'll be an NFC showdown as the Eagles will host the Commanders. Despite playing each other 180 times throughout NFL history, they've only met in the playoffs just once, which was a Washington win in 1991. For Washington, this is their first NFC championship game since the aforementioned 1990-91 season. For Philadelphia, they last made it in 2022. The Commanders got there by beating the Lions 45-31 on Saturday night, while the Eagles beat the Rams 28-22 yesterday. That game will be at 2 on Sunday. And the College Football Playoff National Championship game between Ohio State and Notre Dame is tonight. Kickoff is set for 6:30. TV coverage will be on ESPN. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, if it doesn't involve fast horses, daily doubles, high fives, and corned beef sandwiches, you may be doing it wrong. Every weekend through May 3rd, Oaklawn has live thoroughbred racing. Whether your Oaklawn is cheering from the home stretch, dining in the Bugler restaurant, or raising a glass at the First Turn bar, your race day is whatever you want it to be. Make reservations today at oaklawn.com.
This is my Oaklawn.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hi, I'm Trey Reed from the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, inviting you to join me every Wednesday morning for the latest news from the great outdoors. It's brought to you by Arts Marine in North Little Rock, now under new ownership, but with the same familiar faces and incredible service you've known for years, plus the area's best selection of boating parts and supplies.
Life is full of important choices, and when it comes to your finances, you need a bank you can rely on. Reliance Bank has been that trusted partner for families, businesses, and communities alike. Deeply rooted in Arkansas, we're proud to support the communities we call home. From helping families grow their savings to securing a mortgage for your dream home to offering tailored advice for your business, Reliance is here for all your financial needs. Rely on us to reach all your goals. Visit rely.bank for more information. An equal housing lender.
Chronic joint pain has a snowball effect. It's not just the pain.
What that did is just make me depressed that I couldn't get back into the gym, and I was inactive, gaining weight. I had to find another alternative.
And for Chad, that alternative was QC Kinetics and the non-surgical natural biologic treatments that can give lasting relief to aching hips, shoulders, knees, and backs.
Once they explained it, it made sense. Putting what we have inside our body back into us in a certain strategic way to heal up in a natural process was fantastic.
QC Kinetics treatments take place right right in the office. No downtime, no surgery. And as for the outcome,
I'm just back to bouncing around, having fun, doing my work, living pain-free.
don't let chronic joint pain rob you of your quality of life. Discover advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. Call now to learn more. It's a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-222-8440. That's 501-222-8440. 501-222-8440.
Hey Arkansas, Montana with Hubbard Power Sports in Russellville. We're your Arkansas Can-Am and Sea-Doo dealer. Are you looking for your next adventure? On the road, on the water, or in the trails? We've got the ride for you. At Hubbard Power Sports, Can-Am and Sea-Doo of Russellville, we are proud to say we offer the best customer service around. We've won multiple awards for our level of excellence in many different categories, but our customer service is the one we're the most proud of. Come and see us Monday through Saturday or give us a call. See our current inventory, apply for financing, and value your trade at our website, hubbardpowersports.com.
For 54 years, you've trusted Sigma Supply for all your packaging and shipping needs. And now, as part of Brady Plus, they've got even more to offer. From janitorial supplies, facility essentials, and food service disposables, Sigma Supply has you covered. And ordering is a breeze with over 50,000 new products online at sigmasupply.com. And do not forget to call sales manager David Breitenberg at 1-800-264-1661 and ask for the Buzz discount. Remember, if you're not using Sigma Supply, you've got low-grade products. Man.
Out of Bounds, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. I'm Wes Moore. He's Joe Franklin. We are live today at Twin Peaks. Been a great day out at Twin Peaks. Hanging out, watching some basketball. Of course, all kinds of football from over the weekend. Replays, ESPN. Got soccer on right now. And it's going to be a big night tonight at Twin Peaks. Zoe Lane joins us now. One of their fine employees. What's going on, Zoe? How are you?
Good. How are you?
It's been a fun day. The entire crew is taking care of us, and we've had a lot of fun. And it's been good to see some of our listeners come out and eat lunch with us and hang out with us today. So it's been a fun day.
It sure has been a fun day.
What's tonight going to be like?
We have a good game tonight, so it should be super busy.
Got to get here early to get a table?
It would be a smart thing to get here early.
Yeah, nice college football national championship. Notre Dame, Ohio State. You are going to have a big crowd here. Are you ready for it?
I won't be here, but I'm hoping the Night Girls, they seem like they're pretty ready for it.
You got Notre Dame or Ohio State tonight?
I only want to say Notre Dame just because one of my teachers in high school was a Notre Dame's fan,
okay.
So it just kind of started there.
Where'd you go to high school?
Cabot High School.
Oh, a Panther.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, Cabot's they had a down year in football this year, but they're usually one of the better teams in that 7A Central.
The class above me was actually really good at football. I'm not sure about my class, but
what year was that? You don't want. Okay, all right. Well, Cabot has been good in football quite a bit, so we could only guess when that was. So what's going on here at Twin Peaks?
Starting the 28th, we have a new drink rollout, which is also going to be featured with our Sweethearts dress up for Valentine's Day, which is February 10th through the 14th. And then we have a mango shot that is going to be featured in that Sweethearts dress up. And then for that big game, February 9th, which is our Shiner Bowl from 2 to 4, we're going to have a wing eating contest, giveaway, DJ, and games for all of that.
All right, tell us about the Shiner Bowl. You going to have a lot of Shiner on hand?
Yes, Shiner is actually sponsoring that.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. And it'll be everything leading up to the game.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's from 2 to 4?
It is from 2 to 4. We're going to have a lot of things to be giving away, and I'm sure it's all going to be Shiner boxed up.
What about for the Sweetheart dress-up? I'm guessing by the name of that. Is that a Valentine's Day special?
It is a Valentine's Day special. The colors are red, pink, and white for that dress-up.
Okay.
And it's going to be like lingerie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you encouraging the guys to come in lingerie too, or just the?
Maybe just the girls that work here.
Okay.
But, if you want to come in lingerie, I'm not here to judge.
And with Valentine's Day being on a Friday, it sets up perfectly. So when does it actually start?
It starts at 10. It starts February 10th and then ends February 14th.
Okay, all right. So just that Valentine's week.
Yes.
What about the marketing aspect of some of the things that you guys are trying to do here?
So for our marketing, we do like little goodie bags. So they're going to have free appetizer coupons in there. We always have put-to-go menus and promo menus. And our focus this month is like department stores, boutique storefronts, usually like one every month. We have like a certain thing that we're supposed to focus on. So like last month was like restaurants and fast food, and the week before that was car dealerships.
Nice.
Okay.
So how do you go about getting one of those marketing bags?
So I have a select few girls that I have go around. We do it once a week. We try to do 25 bags once a week. And so they'll go around in the like set places that we're supposed to go to, and they'll just give out bags. So like each store gets one bag.
Okay. It'd be nice to be at one of those stores.
Mhm.
What's your busiest day that you work?
Probably Thursday or Fridays. Thursdays if it's a good game. Fridays are usually just always busy because it's Friday.
What are some of your favorite menu options as far as food?
The turkey avocado is my favorite. I like to dip it in the green chicken chili soup.
That sounds good.
It's really
That's
good.
a winner.
It's really good.
And what is the most popular item people come in and get?
Probably the hangover burger. I feel like that one's pretty popular.
Yeah. What about for late night happy hour, 10 to close? What kind of specials you have going on then?
We have our late night flatbreads. So our flatbreads are on sale. And then we also have our like $5 fried pickles, $5 cheese bites, $5 queso. And then we have $3 chips and salsa. And then our little crispy mini beef tacos are $2 each.
No, you can't beat that.
Mm-mm.
Low prices.
We also have $1 off of our wines, select liquors, and all of our draft beers. And then most of our handcraft cocktails.
And happy hour started early. It was at 2 o'clock.
It goes from 2 to 7 and then 10 to close, but it's only Monday through Friday.
What's included in happy hour?
The crispy mini tacos, the salsa, and then the $5 fried pickles, cheese bites, and queso. And then for the $7, we have 6 boneless wings, loaded fries, and then the triple play, which the triple play is the queso, salsa, and guacamole.
That sounds good. And then today, it's National Cheese Lovers Day.
Yes.
So if you make a purchase of $20 or more, you get free chips and queso.
I've had so many people ordering queso. Those people actually ordered queso.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Our people?
Mm-hmm.
Huh, I didn't know they were that smart.
Yeah, they're celebrating National Cheese Lovers Day.
Hey, cheese is good.
Bonus. Yes, it is.
Double stack nachos. Those are some of the favorites also.
Those are favorite.
And multiple people can eat off one of those.
I know. I have to warn people when they're like, is this going to be big enough? I'm like, it's big enough for you and probably about 4 other people. It's huge.
All right, we're down to 4 teams in the NFL. Kansas City is going to play Buffalo, and then Philadelphia is playing Washington. Who's your pick to be in the NFL big game?
I'm only going to say Kansas because my boyfriend's family is from Kansas, and his mom lives in Kansas, so they're all Kansas fans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Washington, Philadelphia.
Eagles, Commanders.
Eagles.
There
I don't
it
know.
is. Yep.
Okay, that's probably they're the two favorites.
Oh, okay.
They played a Super Bowl not too long ago, Chiefs, Eagles. That's
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
So this would be a rematch if it happens.
Rematch. 3 years ago? How many years ago was that?
2 years
2
ago.
years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, well, thank you for stopping by, Zoe. We appreciate it. Good job.
Of course.
Yeah. And thanks for taking care of us today.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.
Zoe Lane joined us. Come out and see her and all of her other co-workers here at Twin Peaks today, or several more opportunities coming down the road. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll start to wrap this thing up. Get ready for Drive Time Sports. We can take a phone call, 661-1037. I'll check the D3 Auto Sales text line, and we'll talk a little bit about this national chat. We got to make it. Well, we gave our predictions.
We already made our picks.
I'll give you a score. I've got my score down.
Okay.
I got a good feel. I'm going to knock this. I almost picked the Arkansas game the other day, just off the whim. One of our listeners hit me up on Twitter and said, man, you almost nailed that. Yeah.
Really?
I called it 81. I think I said 81 to 69.
Okay.
And it was like 80. I'm going to have the final in front of it. What was it, like 85 to 63? Something.
Yeah.
Close. I wasn't off far. Hopefully I'm pretty close tonight, too. Like to cash some tickets on Bet Saracen. And I'll give you the latest odds. I noticed some changes with the AFC NFC Championship game already. Some lines moving. Stick around. We'll wrap it up next.
This is Pat Bradley for Wood Grill Buffet. Wood Grill has the state's largest and freshest buffet with 190 items, including 30 meat items, food bar, salad bar, and dessert bar. Wood Grill is open Thursday through Sunday for lunch and dinner. They have 2 large private dining rooms, and Wood Grill also does catering. Wood Grill Buffet can drop off any order with staff service for 25 to 1,000 people. Wood Grill is at exit 118 in Benton, 1916 Congo Road, or call 501-778-9656. Check them out.
Injured? There's only one number you need to know. 888-8888.
At Rainwater Holton Sexton, no case is too big and no insurance company too strong.
Just dial 888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Hi, my name is Nita Freeman, and I'm the marketing director for Chris Crane Hyundai. And we sure appreciate our partnership with the Buzz. We love their packages. They give us a lot of added value, and they are willing to go above and beyond to do anything that they need to do to make our partnership successful. They're just a great partner. They bring a lot of business to our store. Our customers always tell us that they hear our ads on the Buzz. If you want to really get some good bang for your buck, call Robert.
For more information on advertising, call me, Robert Davidson, 501-744-1279.
Jamie Cobb here, owner, operator of Gwatney Buick GMC.
And I'm Bobby Stovall, Master Electrical Technician.
Bobby started here in 1993 and has seen a lot of changes in the service business.
True. When I was getting started in our shop, we had no AC and we had to work every Saturday. Gwatney Buick GMC has allowed me to earn a great income on a family-friendly schedule.
Bobby, thank you for your hard work. We offer upfront vacation time, 401k, and our service department is closed on Saturdays.
You can only imagine all the job offers I've had over the last 30 years, but none have ever been able to offer the family atmosphere of Gwatney Buick GMC.
Our business is growing faster than we can keep up with, so call for an appointment and ask for me, 501-945-4444.
In my opinion, it's the best career move you can make for your family.
Gwatney Buick GMC in North Little Rock at 5700 Landers Road, 501-945-4444. GwatneyBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
The man known for creating sports awards has finally earned his own. The entire Buzz team would like to congratulate our own David Basil on being named the Arkansas Sports Broadcaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association. David, thank you for your passion and hard work on Morning Mayhem and your many other endeavors. Congrats, Baz, and here's to a great 2025.
Progressive presents a testimonial of sorts.
Hey, slow down! Oh, yeah? Well, you drive like my grandma. She's a very attentive and courteous driver who wears a seatbelt and always uses her turn signals. She's also a talented painter and has very low cholesterol. Not that that has anything to do with her drive. We just thought a more complete picture of who she is might be interesting. Anyway, have a nice day.
Safe driver? Get Snapshot from Progressive and get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
After you use Bounce Dryer sheets and realize how fresh, soft, less wrinkled, and less staticky your laundry can be, you'll put a sheet on it every time. Like those socks that smell like they've been through a marathon. Or that blanket that's got wrinkles on its wrinkles. Maybe even your chatty coworker who keeps distracting you. Okay, Bounce Dryer sheets can't do it all. But for fresher, softer, better laundry, put a sheet on it with Bounce.
What's going on, everybody? DJ Williams here with The Buzz, and The Zone is on the road tomorrow. Stop by Bath Makeover off of I-30. We're going to be there from 10 to 1, having a great time. A lot of things to talk about, recapping the national championship game. Also, Eli Craner is going to be on as well. And Susan Irwin, I'll tell you, one of our segments is starting to be one of the most popular ones. If you're bored sitting at home, you don't know what to do, make sure you tune in. That's going to be sponsored by Willie D's to tell you exactly what to expect for the week. Make sure you tune in. 10 a.m., The Zone, where sports and entertainment come crashing together.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz, live from the Gwatney Chevrolet studio. Gwatney Chevrolet, driving, trust every mile.
looked at you, you stole my heart. You are all that I anticipated. I wanted you, every part, but I knew love would be complicated. I began to touch, but you wouldn't let it. It never seemed to be the right time. I started to give up, down to the limit. And then you changed your mind, oh, and we began to rock. Steady, steady rocking all night long. And we began to rock. Steady, rocking till the break of dawn. You looked at me, to my surprise. You were too anticipating. I should've known.
Welcome back. Out of Bounds. Westmore, Joe Franklin. Sorry about that. We're talking with some of our listeners, making plans for our next trip.
That's actually Lewis. You know, we met Lewis early. That's Lewis's brother.
Oh, nice. Well, Lewis sent us a message on the D3 Auto Sales text line. It says, "Hey, Wes. Hey, Joe. This is Lewis, and it was finally good to meet you guys. And Wes, the Chipotle chicken was awesome. I got the sandwich and bacon. Yes, it is awesome. I will promise you guys, I'll stand by it. If you come to Twin Peaks, get the Chipotle chicken, you will like it. It is that good. I think, pencil it in. Don't get an ink pen, but get a pencil. First day of the NCAA tournament, I think we're back here, Joe, in March. I think that's what we're going to do. First day of the NCAA tournament, because you know the games start like around 10:30, 11 o'clock. So there'll be 4 games going on while we're on the air. Where else would you rather be to watch the NCAA tournament?
Perfect place.
Yes.
Perfect place to be with all the TVs that are here. It's going to be really exciting. You know, a lot of people will be in here.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be either on their lunch break or they're going to take off
the day.
Yeah. Come into Twin Peaks and enjoy some great sports action. It's the best place to watch sports.
I think that is like March. Let me look at the calendar. I think it's March like 18th. Because the NCAA tournament usually, or the SEC tournament's right around my birthday, and it's the same time we're in Hot Springs for the high school basketball boys and girls state finals, and so it's the 20th. I think Thursday the 20th. Pencil it in and come join us at Twin Peaks.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. Ready to get back out here.
But it's going to start filling in here, and you need to come in and get a seat early because tonight, just here in a couple of hours, a little over a couple of hours, 6:30.
6:30 start.
Game gets started. And so they're on Eastern time because they're in Atlanta, and I think they wanted to make an effort to get these games started earlier because they were going so long with all the commercials that are involved, and then people that are in that Eastern time zone, they were kind of washing out towards the end of the game because it was so late.
Well, it makes it tough, though, if you're in California.
They're used to it, though.
4:30 start?
They're used to it. Like, NFL games start at 10 a.m. there.
Yeah.
And college games start at 9 a.m. on Saturday. So, no, they're used to it.
That's wild. One more on the D3 Auto Sales text line from the 501. Wes, after getting your tutorial last week, I made my first parlay, 5-team NFL and national championship game. Picked all the underdogs, and I just need Notre Dame. So he did a teaser. He's got Notre Dame at 15 to cash in on the 5-leg teaser parlay. So good luck with that. I hope it hits for you. But with my prediction, it's not going to cover. I have a 17-point victory for Ohio State tonight. 31-14.
31-14, okay. I mean, you could see that happening the way that Ohio State's played, and they just been at will on offense. They've been able to score at will and have their way with these teams for the most part. But Notre Dame's defense presents a different challenge.
I don't want to pretend I'm a Notre Dame expert because I basically have watched them their last 3 games in the playoffs. But I feel like the strength of the Notre Dame team is their front 7. I don't know if their cornerbacks, secondary, can stay with Ohio State. I feel like Ohio State – I don't know if they're going to be able to run the ball because not many people have been able to run the ball effectively the entire game against Notre Dame. I think maybe they throw the ball and they're able to loosen up that defense and maybe start running the ball later in the game. But I'm afraid those wide receivers, Texas did a great job of shutting them down.
Yeah.
But Texas has 2 NFL cornerbacks. I don't think Notre Dame has 2 NFL cornerbacks where they can – what Texas did was basically play a safety over the top of their stud wide receiver, Ohio State stud wide receiver, and double-teamed him the whole game. I think he had 1 catch.
Mm-hmm.
Then their other corner they knew was so good, they could man him up on the other side of the field, and he would be okay. I don't think Notre Dame has that kind of talent to do the same game plan because a lot of people are like, well, Notre Dame will just mimic what Texas did and slow them down. I don't know they have the personnel to do that.
Well, what you do is you do mimic it in a sense where you put your best corner on their second best receiver, who you consider that to be, and you see this is a game plan for a lot of teams. Put your best corner on the second best receiver, and then you double the top
other
receiver.
guy.
That's game plan that happens quite a bit. Now, does it always work? No, because that first receiver, that top receiver, at times he's going to be able to beat some double teams, and then your second receiver, depending on how far of a gap it is between the top one and the second one, like Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, for example, T. Higgins is able to beat that top corner a lot of times.
Mm-hmm. And Jamar Chase is able to beat the double team too sometimes. It was just crazy watching Hard Knocks last night in Cincinnati and that run that they went on at the end of the season, how impressive it was.
Well, think about Joe Burrow is one of the top passers in the entire league. Jamar Chase was the top receiver as far as Triple Crown. And then they had the leading sack guy in Trey Hendrickson. So they had a lot of pieces.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't have a lot of pieces that were able to complete the puzzle there.
Elite pieces.
They just didn't have the ones around, the surrounding pieces.
A supporting cast. Need to fix that problem. One other text on the D3 Auto Sales text line when I was trying to give a Razorback fan some encouragement about brighter days ahead, and I said baseball's just around the corner. He said, yeah, baseball's just around the corner, and sent me a picture. It's 12 degrees. Feels like 12 degrees.
Hey.
It is. It's crazy how that always happens. Baseball starts, and we'll probably get another cold front right when they're trying to start practicing or right before that first game, and it's like 38 degrees. That's the spring. And you know what's crazy? They have expanded, and it will start next year. They're going to give college baseball more time to practice before the start of the season.
When do they normally
So
start?
now they have like 21 days.
Right.
It's going to expand, I think, to 35 days.
Okay.
So they're going to be practicing when it's even colder outside.
I think the solution's to push back the season and start it and practicing now and give them 35 days and then start the season a couple weeks later when it's a little bit warmer.
But that's always a struggle also because when you get towards the end of the season and you're talking about postseason play and then
June,
draft,
July
comes around. So it's always a struggle to try to get those things together. And college baseball coaches, they're looking for a solution, or they're always pointing out what they feel like could be a solution. But Major League Baseball, they're going to do what's in their best interest.
Yeah, the two can't come together. All right, I got 31-17. What do you got?
27-17, Notre Dame.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah, so they get a 10-point win because they're able to rely on that defense and really stifle Ohio State. And at the same time, take advantage of some short fields.
Hey, before we get out of here, let me tell you about Gwatney Chevrolet. The month of July, they got some great deals happening at Gwatney Chevrolet. If you've been thinking about a new truck, check out the Silverado, the Crew Cab 4-wheel drive. It's starting at just $48,997. That's the 2024. They're trying to get rid of all the 2024s, make way for the 2025s. In fact, the 2024 Tahoe and Suburban, right now it's $10,000 off MSRP. If you're wanting a new one, a 2025, check out the Malibu. It's as low as $24,495. They got the Trailblazer, a 2025 Trailblazer. It starts at $24,997. That's a payment of $299 a month for a brand new 2025 SUV, the Trailblazer. And look, if you've got good credit, no payments until May of 2025. So no payments for the next 4 months. Check it out at Gwatney Chevrolet, go to the website, GuadneyChevrolet.com. See all the deals that I'm talking about. See all the incentives. And you can see all the inventory. And then head to the James Street exit in Jacksonville and see our friends at Gwatney Chevrolet. And come out here to Twin Peaks and see our friends at Twin Peaks. They're ready for you for the big game tonight, the College Football National Championship game.
And there are NBA games going on right now. And Bet Saracen, you can get some of those in-play bets of the games going on right now.
Or you can go Moneyline Notre Dame, take Joe's advice. That's plus 275 right now. Coming up tomorrow.
That's big.
We'll break down the national championship game. Plus, Matt Zimmerman will join us. We'll get his thoughts on the Razorbacks. Look ahead to the Georgia Bulldogs. See if they can't finally get an SEC win. Should be a fun day tomorrow. Hope you can join us. Thanks for hanging out with us today. And I appreciate some of our listeners coming out to see us at Twin Peaks.
It's the 35th Annual Reliance Bank Arkansas Big Buck Classic presented by Arkansas's best Chevy dealers, January 24th through 26th at the State Fairgrounds. Bring the kids